fun day of opening waves. A couple of standout performances springs to mind. Probably Josh Kerr was the big standout. When I look back over the footage and the highlights, I was like, wow, he was dead set ripping out there.
Dad strength.
He was doing backside snaps on his front side. That's how good he was surfing.
I know. That's progressive, mate.
But, yeah, that was cool. Willis Drimmer from down Bell's Way, he was surfing extremely well. There was some, really strong performances. But, there's Harley Walters. He surfed extremely well yesterday as well. And, good scenes, mate. We got into the last 2 heats of the day into the women's side of the draw, and we're going to continue with that, I believe, this morning. So lots to look forward to. It's sort of like a little bit smaller and looks fun though, eh?
It's totally shreddable. We're getting ready for a big day of competition here on the QS. We're going to go to break. When we come back, we'll bring you all of the day's action live.
First break?
Yeah.
Whoa. Wow. Love this. 4.5 years.
Ni hao from the beautiful island of Taiwan. Having a look at clean lines coming in, Vorno. It looks fun. It looks shreddable.
Yeah, super fun. Bumped into Alistair Reginato on the walk up the path from the car park. And beautiful morning, as you say. Look at that. Just the volcanic. Is that a word? Volcanic
I like
cliffs.
it. It should be, yep.
Getting a little bit of light there in between the cloud cover. But, yeah, beautiful conditions. He said the waves were super fun, which is good stuff. He's from the Sunshine Coast. So for him, looking at waves like this is pretty much really similar to a lot of conditions on the sunny coast. kind of like, a little bit of wind swell, get a nice clean morning, bit of cross shore in the afternoon. So if he's excited, I reckon that's good signs.
Let's get into it. Having a look for our first heat. Round of 48 for the women. Charlie Haitley and Olive Hardy from Australia. Anasia Filippini from Italy. And Anri Matsuno of Japan. There's a quartet. Only 2 can stay alive, Vorno.
Charlie Haitley, she is the in-form surfer at the moment on the queue. Just based on the last 2 events. A win at the Cape Naturaliste Pro, which was a smaller sort of ranking event, but a win's a win, man, on the QS. Don't worry about that. Plenty of crew celebrate those QE wins. And then backed it up with a 2nd place, so a final in Siargao, Cloud9, the Philippines. So finding really good form in the back half of this year, sitting at 3rd on the current regional rankings for Asia Pacific. So looking good for a spot on the Challenger Series if she can just keep that form up, mate.
Let's see how we go over the next 25 minutes. You paddled out last night and had a look firsthand at the QS Warriors going at it. What are your takeaways? What are you saying?
Well, mate, they're
fired up.
They're keen.
Yeah. They go fast.
I felt like a traffic cone out there, to be honest with you. I was just like, this is unbelievable. There's no chance. I was with the Starling girls, our co-commentators, True and Jess. Amazing surfers. Couldn't get a sniff off those QE grinders. So yeah, it was pretty funny, man. I was definitely stoked on the surfing that was going down. Actually had a surf with Chen Yu, who was in the last heat yesterday.
Yeah,
the 12-year-old from Taiwan.
She's rad. Yeah,
she was, in real life when you're watching her surf, she's really got the goods, man. So that was a really great result yesterday for Taiwanese surfing, and it was really fun. Saw Dane Henry land a backflip.
That was massive. I saw
cool.
that. Yep, I was watching.
Yeah, some really good surfing. Billy Stammen's here from New Zealand. Always love seeing his head out in the lineup. But here we go. I think this is Anasia, and she is from Italy, mate. Filippini. And she surfed in this event a few times before. So I think this is a little a pet favourite for her. And she likes to come down and get into this Jinzun Harbor lineup. Have you had a paddle out here yet?
No, I'm still waiting for the right moment. I'm frothing though. It looks really fun today. Ruler edge, little peaks up and down. We made that trestles comparison yesterday, didn't we? Got A-frames. There's actually a couple of peaks down here in different places as well. So there's a little wave down to the right of our shot, which people can free surf as well and just vibe it. But it's also pretty close to the rocks. It's a quite good spot to come down and watch and just check them all out and get into it.
It's incredibly close. That's another thing, actually, a good takeaway, mate, from being out in the water. The music from the PA is so loud that you can't actually speak to anyone if you're not sitting right next to them. It's that loud.
Like a nightclub.
Yeah, you really do feel the atmosphere of this harbour. And on finals day, it's as good as any crowd sort of atmosphere that you'll get, because not many waves. You're so close to the surfing. Like that little sort of between the takeoff and where the rock wall starts, it's almost got like this kind of the closest thing I can compare it to is like Waikiki, where it's the same depth all the way out, and then it gets to the deep water, so where the waves are peaking.
Yep.
So what that does is it just keeps the waves kind of just cruisy through that middle section. So you're not really dealing with big explosions right up on the rocks or anything like that. And yeah, I don't know. It just keeps the action nice and close to the spectators. So yeah, it's a real vibe out there. It's exciting. You get moved along by the music.
Yeah, just getting pumped, mate. Great energy out here. Sort of vibing off the land as well. We've got these mountains behind us. It's all green, beautiful, really cool. And then you get this energy of the surf. The two kind of come together here. Real focal point for the community to come down and check out surfing. And this event's been massively well supported. You can tell how stoked everyone is that we're back here doing this event. The surfers as well, they love it here.
And one of the real cool things, which you'll see over the next few days, is all the school kids come down. Like they kind of get a day off school to come down and check out the surfing and support some of the locals. And they
half of them in the event yesterday, right? That was one of the big stories, was that Grom energy you mentioned, in that last heat as well. But just incredible to see how young they are. And the future looks super bright for the locals here.
Yeah, it does. I think every year, as we've said, the performance levels just go through the roof. And look how pretty that looks. Just the texture of the ocean. I mean, any surfer will look at that. And, yeah, there's a little tiny sort of roughly cross shore on it already. But that looks so fun, doesn't it? That's a nice, clean face that you'll be working with there once you get one.
Yeah, no one really able to find anything as yet in this. Close to 5 minutes gone. Just had that quick wave from our Italian, Filippini. But other than that, everyone waiting to dial in. It did seem yesterday kind of picking the best ones. There was a bit of a difference between the good waves that had good scores and some of the in-between stuff. And I think some of the more experienced surfers, they kind of know after watching yesterday, they got an idea of the kind of wave they're looking for. And I guess these all haven't really seen it yet.
There's kind of 3 peaks here, and they all offer something a little bit different. There's a rip bowl that breaks into the right on the very north side of the contest site. That looks really fun, but it fattens out quite quickly. But really good surfers just know how to click the sections when they pop up. Then you've got a left that breaks off that into the middle peak. And that middle peak is kind of the one that offers the most scoring potential. Oh, no. Oh, no. Matsuno, this could be a disaster for her campaign. Oh, she surfed so well yesterday.
Or is it Filippini that's in trouble here? Because she's ridden a wave already, so no priority.
Oh, got you.
No prior for everyone else, but Filippini's in 4th prior.
No, you're absolutely right. Sorry, mate, I missed that. Yeah, 4th priority. So it could be here the Italian surfer who's in trouble.
I mean, we like the passion. We like that early on. But, yeah, when you see 2 people on a wave, not normally a good thing.
And I think it looks to me like Anasia just might not have understood what was going on there. She looked like she was surfing and that she had right to that wave.
Yes.
Unfortunately, she was down in 4th priority. Yeah, mate, so that second peak, that's the one that gives you a little sort of slingshot into a closeout, which is where you'll see most of the big scores coming from, that second little peak, breaking back into the left off the north peak. So,
sick.
And then you'll see crew just getting lefts and riding them all the way down the beach, because the swells kind of do come in from the north and sort of push down past the contest side a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely does have that feel, doesn't it? The
you
swell moving down the coast. Yeah, very your point. Well illustrated there. And there's that little free surf peak down. Buckets of spray going in down there. It's a feeding frenzy on the queue here. Everyone just so fired up and ready to go. And we're looking forward to a really fun day here, mate. Performances were sick yesterday. Super entertaining to watch it go down. And right now, we're still waiting for this thing to fire up, really. Just a modest number in for Matsuno. Got a 2.73. Can't see anything particularly untoward at the moment with interference or anything like that. By the way of Filippini and ripping into a right-hander. Matsuno giving it a bit of welly.
I like that. Nothing better than seeing a bit of sting. This is a wave. It doesn't offer a whole lot in punch. Backside snap into the pocket and cracks it again. Charlie Hutley feeling so good. Burley heads. You can guarantee that this girl has the backhand attack, mate. Some of the great vertical backside surfers come from Burley heads all the way back to sort of Guy Ormerod, famous for taking it 12 o'clock up the face, bashing the lip.
Nuna.
Yep, Nuna alert. You can see there that she's very, very comfortable on the backhand. And this is Olive Hardy, who is from Western Australia, famous surfing family. And we'll talk more about her in a moment. But what do you like about this one, Paul?
Yeah, just the aggression. Sometimes you sit for a little while and you kind of like build up that kind of, I need to get myself something. And when you do, it's about making it count, isn't it? It's exactly what Charlie was able to do here. Multiple hits as well. And I like the controlled anger from it.
And what did you like? What do you think she saw in that wave that allowed her to unleash like that?
I think she just saw a runner and a bit of face. It
That's
just went,
what it was.
let me at it, mate. Let me go.
So Olive's here with her dad and her sister, who is doing extremely well. Wow, that was put together so nicely. Click that last section. Good timing. Yeah, the lip here just doesn't give you a whole lot. So you've got to have this almost whiplash sting as you hit it, but not overcook it. If you push it too hard, you can kind of just lose your fins and really slow down.
A pretty big adjustment, I guess, as well, compared with Cloud9. So a totally different sort of skill set for our surfers, but they're very much dialed into that, those that were over there and have traveled here. But, yeah, you got to find your own speed and just find exactly how aggressive to go when you get it right. It looks great. That was a decent-looking wave for Matsuno. It just went a bit wrong for her there. It was a nice-looking run in left.
Yeah. Well, the lefts look a lot nicer today than they did the other day. This was pretty cool, wasn't it? Staying busy, on the back foot, perfect execution on that end section. The temptation, I guess, is to hit it and try and slide the tail, but sometimes that can like not look as good, doesn't send as much spray. So she did it really well there, kept a little bit of power in that last finishing manoeuvre. Great start for Olive Hardy.
How do you think the judges went yesterday, mate? They do a good job. They nailed it, didn't they?
Look, mate, I'm not one to throw stones at the judging tower.
Throw a muffin at them.
Nah.
A piece of toast.
Are you drinking an asparagus juice? Is that yours? You're not. Mate, they've got these poppers at the Conner site, asparagus juice. So I almost had one, and then I went, ooh. Nah, I don't know if that's a good idea. The hotel rooms are pretty small.
Maybe just squirt the panel with a little bit of asparagus juice.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
No, the judges killed it yesterday, mate. I think they know what's coming.
Yeah.
The scale was quite
They
low.
know.
Yeah.
They know.
Well, the scale was quite low.
Yeah.
I thought yesterday we saw a lot of surfing that felt forced, and it didn't really get into a sort of a high level of flow zone sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Flow state kind of
They didn't want to get carried away early.
And so they just kept it down, and that sent a message to everyone. You know, Kersey's was dropping the only close to excellent scores, aside from maybe, I think, Willistrom. There was a couple of guys who did pretty decent airs. But I think the judges did a really good job. They just stayed measured, and they want to see more from the competitors.
Kersey with a cold is still really good.
Yeah, well, I mean, if that's what he's doing when he's a bit off, watch out. We've got to get him in, man. We've got to talk to him, because he's like, imagine if he qualifies for the Challenger Series. Does it start to become, like, you would imagine he's going to take up that spot because if Sierra's on the Challenger Series,
events anyway.
Traveling anyway.
Yep.
Keeps it more fun. Anyway. Charlie Hadley. So a 4.5 for Charlie's first wave. That's a good score. And Olive on her last wave at 3.93. So the two Aussie girls holding it down. And, oh, cool. So Ari Matsuno, a 3.73. Pretty tight here, Paul, between second and third.
Yeah, let's see how this one plays out. 13 on the clock, so getting down towards that halfway mark. And it is, at the moment, one of our two Aussies in the lead, but you expect as soon as Charlie gets another wave, she'll be
rocketing.
Yeah, she's got that 4.5. She's got a bit extra. And just in terms of, you mentioned the spray, it's not the easiest wave in the world, is it, to throw spray, but even just the amount of venom in her turns, bit of vigor in them as well. So another bit of qualities I think she'll be looking for, a wave to stand up. Maybe not get tempted into, some of the waves do go soft quite quick from takeoff and disappears, not what she wants. Don't want to get tempted into anything. I think she knows exactly what she's after.
Yeah, she does. You know, for Charlie at this stage of the year, it's about getting the job done now. You know, that Challenger Series is so within reach, and no silly little mistakes. She'll have really good advice coming from her team. She's travelling with, you know, a bunch of crew from home, some really good friends. They really support each other, and I know that they'll be like making sure that she just stays focused and in the moment. This looks like a nice one. Yeah,
wave down. And here we go. Here's Matsuno. Live action from her. Uses priority. Pretty patient off the bottom. And then off the top. Flicking some spray. Almost gets caught with the second turn, but gets it complete. A nice speed and flow throughout that. Never really got a chance to go crazy and attack the lip, but pretty nice from her. She'll try and improve on her numbers in that second place position at the moment. I feel like there's sort of three surfers so far that look very much in this, and this one's going to be Taiwan.
It'll be super tight. We actually got a chance to see Henri surf yesterday. This wave looked beautiful when she took off. The drone angle sort of shows you just how lacking in steepness the wave face is. So she took off, it looked really good, sort of flattens out, and there's not really much opportunity to throw a big turn. But yeah, I think, so yesterday, even though we only surfed 2 heats, there were 2 other heats that were walkthroughs, so we're into the next round already. So we did get a little chance to see what she's made of. Here goes Olive Hardy. That was a nice carve, wasn't it? Crack off the lip. This thing's now a little bit steeper. I I think Matsuno should be a little bit bummed that that wave didn't stand up with like Olive Hardy, because she's going to get a score here.
Filippini trying to get busy, stay into it. So after a little bit of an awkward moment, we saw two surfers on the same wave. Doesn't look like anything. No one's on the naughty step, I don't think. So that's fine. Just keep surfing. Filippini with that wave and trying to stay involved here. She doesn't want to get this one run away from her. What did Charlie do here?
Wow, well, a little bit nervous. That wave didn't stand up, but this was the one. Beautiful first carve and really accelerating through the turn, getting that extra bit of spray off the rail as she came through. Just stayed busy on the inside. And no doubt, feeling it here in Jinzun Harbor. And that was a nice little carve down as well from the Italian.
So Inacia with a quick wave there, just keeping the flow going. I think just keep catching waves and keep surfing is probably the right call for surfers in the water. Meanwhile, live action, Hatley gives it a belt. Much better from her. Another big crack. This is the wave we've been waiting for. And a third turn, solid surfing, Morno.
Really good. I think that little bobble before, she would have just gone, what are you doing? A little uppercut. And that was the one she really needed to put away, because she'll probably rocket straight to the lead after this. It's just good little pivots, but see the power. She's a cut above in terms of just generating spray. And Olive Hardy is getting some really nice carving done, but that sort of bit more vertical, pulling the rail tight, and the rooster tail goes up, and the judges just go, yes, please.
First heat of the day. Would you rather be first heat or last? If you had to be first heat or last heat for the rest of your life, the rest of your career, what are you going for? Because last heat, you got to watch it all go down. You kind of wither a little bit on the beach all day, don't you?
I know.
But then first heat,
you kind of like, is your body warm enough? Have you had enough? Is your prep good enough? I think it's got to be first heat, just because generally speaking, last heats are held in onshore.
Yeah, good point.
Crap. But then at the same time, sometimes onshore surf, it just brings out your best, because I don't know. I think I'm going to say first heat. You?
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. Hit Macca's, get your coffee, get into it. Wow, look at this stuff.
Oh, my
Again.
goodness. Wow, that was incredible. Olive Hardy just finding insane rhythm, and she's just picking off the ones that go steep. That last turn, I bet you that looks really good on the replay. The lefts are definitely standing up a little bit better than yesterday, Paul.
Yeah, but just giving it the treatment, multiple turns. That one was cool. Gives it a bit of upper body as well. And even a bit of vigor on the kick out. She's finished. She's got a bit of extra speed to finish off the wave coming out of the turn with some momentum.
Her big sister, Willow, I believe, is right in the mix to qualify for the Challenger Series. So lots of inspo there. Seen those guys coming over a little bit from the Margaret River region.
Just 4 spots available for the women from the QE to go to the Challengers.
Is it enough, mate? Is it enough for you?
It feels very tight. I mean, I guess ultimately the numbers have got to go down. There's only a certain amount of spots on the Championship Tour anyway. But, yeah, it does feel like we're trying to squeeze a lot of talent into that bottleneck. Meanwhile, speaking of talent, look at this flow from Matsuno. Really nice from her. And again, gets a little vert finish, but she looks a little bit miffed.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's not happy.
A little bit miffy. It's frustrating, isn't it? Like, she's a lightweight surfer. Look at that. She's got incredible ability to release the tail, even on a section that gives nothing back. But you can see the frustration, because she's going, oh, man, just give me something to cut loose on here.
Yeah.
I think she's been feeling really like her wave selection has just been on these sort of powerless nothingness.
It's just like two things are going to happen. You're at a crossroads when you stand. You either get a run of that offers you sections, or the wave's always kind of running out of energy. And no matter how busy you get, there's nothing you can do.
Nah.
Yeah, the dying swell. So she's staying alive, staying super light on her feet. It's electric surfing, but she needs a wave with a bit more juice.
There was nothing wrong with what she did on that wave, except that there was just no major opportunity, Like the first turn was zappy, had a little bit of tail release, showed what she's capable of. But, man, the problem with, waves that are gutless, you've got to try so hard to get anything out of them, and nobody likes to try hard, especially the judges, man. They just, if you're just really milking it, it's just A good example is it happened in the Philippines a fair bit, where guys would get these psycho barrels out the back, guys and the women, and then they do like three shimmies and rios and cutties, just milking out these points. Like, mate, the points are in the bag, but just get your one big finisher and job done.
And just stare down the tower as you kick out.
Exactly.
Adjust the shorts.
Like, when was the last time a judge said to a competitor, like, if they went up for a meeting, the head judge, and said, hey, what are you looking for today? They went, mate, we're really looking for 3 really forced wobbles on the end of your ride. If you squeeze those in, yeah, we'll throw an extra point too at it.
Good numbers in for Oliver Hardy. It's 6.67. That's healthy. And those two now, along with this woman, Charlie Hatley, they're out in front. They've got a bit of distance between the chase and pack at the moment. There goes Charlie again, trying to find something on the left which wasn't really there. But you see that gap opening up. Matsuno now, that's why we saw that body language for her, because she kind of knows. I think she felt that momentum going, and she needs now a solid number 6.54 to stay in the event here.
Yeah, that's a big score in the context of what we've seen in the last sort of 12 hours, I suppose. 12 hours of competition. Yesterday, sixes were pretty much the top scoring rides of the day. So, Matsuno, she's going to have to pull out something that the judges really get excited about. Feel like she's got it in her surfing. If she can get one of these waves that the Australian women are finding, there's no doubt they have picked the eyes out of this lineup and found the ones with a nice steep pocket, scooped out, and a tiny bit of punch in the top half of the wave. That's what you want.
4 on the clock here. It is Hardy and Hatley at the moment. Hardy and Hatley.
Sounds like a comedy duo.
I was going to say, yeah, maybe from the sort of the 30s, the sort of interwar period, comedy duo. Maybe a bit of a variety show as well. They dance a bit. They'll do some funnies. Maybe even a little bit of magic.
I like
maybe
that.
Some sleight of hand, some illusion type stuff.
And like when they come onto the stage, there's like big band orchestra playing. And
they got the big band. Maybe one saw the other one in half.
Love this.
All that stuff. Filippini here. They're going to saw this wave in half with some axe, but can't quite get a finish. I like the way she's staying into it, though.
That's segue of the year. That is the segue of the year right there. I'm nominating that for the WSL awards at the end of the year.
What do we got?
Here we go.
Yeah, Charlie, great looking runner, and she'll build up some speed, eyeing up a section, swooping round off the rail, and again, just jamming it in that pocket, sticking with it. Great combo to finish. Nicely done.
Now, look, that's a perfect example of sticking with it and finding the 3 turns at the end to actually get a score. The combination, I think what's impressive about it, it's not so much how big the turns were, it was the linking, the combinations. You know, here, just a nice little swoop, as you say. But then she goes 1, 2. And, you know, that always gets the judges interested if you go from one turn seamlessly into the next. I don't know if it'll trouble her best scoring waves.
Yeah.
4.5? No, I don't think. I'd be surprised.
Hardy and Hatley would be like the main billing at the sort of circus, wouldn't they, in the big tent? So you'd come and see like the kind of the tiger, you know, the guy trying to do stuff with the chair, which quite rightly has been outlawed now. In most places, you're not allowed to do that. And then they would be, maybe the strong man would come on. Maybe Jacko Baker would come on and lift some incredibly heavy...
In his stripy onesie and his dumbbells and his knee-high boxing boots. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, and then
wax curled up. And then at the end of the circus, he could go out and bake some pies for you.
Yep, perfect.
Everyone
would be hungry, probably a little bit thirsty.
Yeah,
good stuff. Final minute and 40-odd seconds to go here. Where are we? We're looking for... We're going to get number in for Olive. We're watching Filippini paddle back out, but it has been the story of the 2 Australians so far. They've found the best ways. They've surfed fastest with the most authority, and that's why they're in pretty decent numbers, double figuredom for both of them. What do you do when you're Matsuno right now? You got Pry over, and you got just over a minute. You need a 6.54. Where's the head at?
I think you just have to employ the Jake Patterson school of thought, which is if there's a second on the clock, you've got a second to get a score. So we've seen it before. I think Matsuno has just looked a little bit off mentally. The body language, when you start to see people getting eggy at themselves and there's heaps of time on the clock, it's not really the ideal situation. But Snake Lips is the man. I always look to Snake, the great surf coach. One of the all-time competitors, man. Like the comps that guy won. Sunset, Pipeline, J-Bay twice.
Yeah.
You know, you're just going, this guy is a freak competitor. I think he won Sunset twice, actually. I think his brother, Ant-Man, won Sunset. Whew, mad dogs. But yeah, time on the clock means time to win. So I really love that philosophy. If Atsuno can find something, just back yourself to get it in.
Yeah.
Get it done.
She'll be out there churning right now because she's facing elimination at the moment. Counting down, getting towards 10 seconds. An opportunity maybe coming through. She needs to go something here. Let's see.
I don't know.
Is this wave going to get her in time? She'll try and go it.
Oh, it's close. I think she's up.
Wow, okay, let's stick with it. Nice looking wave and a good, ferocious opening snap.
Oh,
Skids it out on the inside. She's asked a question here, Vaughan.
Definitely asked the question. I think probably her best wave, but definitely not a 6.54. Just going to shut it down. I'm so sorry. But full credit to her.
Yeah.
Gets up maybe, I think so, before the hurdle. It's hard to tell when you're in the little air-conditioned windowless box out the back. But, yeah, she attacked it. And full props to her. Looks like a star of the future to me.
A great opening heat at the Taiwan Open of Surfing. We'll keep rolling with the women's round of 48 live action right after the break. A very warm welcome back to the Taiwan Open of Surfing. The action will continue here. Meanwhile, it's time to say konnichiwa to Dai Wacko. Good morning, brother.
Good morning, Paul. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great, mate. How's everything?
Everything is great.
You came down early this morning. I love your stoke levels, your froth levels, mate. What do you make of the waves? How do you think conditions are looking?
Well, conditions stay the same as yesterday, and here on the screen we have Kokono Kawase from Japan. We have now Omura from Japan. Dian Novitasauri, white, and Kai Kori in green from Hawaii. So this is Japan, Indonesia, and Hawaii international heat.
So a replay here at Kai Kori, and this one you can see all of these women immediately just want to get involved early. You can see sometimes you get lolly heats, everyone getting down to business. Dea here from Indonesia, she's ripping in the free surf yesterday. How'd you like this backhand attack?
Wow, really love the backhand attack. Yeah, she found a really great looking wave, and here is now Omura. This is a great looking wave, nice off the top, racing down the line, trying to get a finish right there. Or she gets second one in, and connecting to the inside section, and yes, she gets the finish right there. So now Omura is, oh, here he is. 川瀬心那選手1本目のライディングになります。これはクイックな2発をしっかり決めてきました。So we have two Japanese surfers in this heat, and now Omura has been competing quite long time.
Well, she has, yeah, I was going to say, quite a lot of experience, and I think it's showing already from what we've seen. And he saw the waves that they caught. They're two of the best waves we've seen so far this morning, like a bit more size, a bit more power. So using that experience to good effect. Here goes Omura again.
さあ、大村奈緒選手、2本目のライディングになります。これは綺麗なトップターンを2発しっかり入れてきて、波が切り立ってくるのを待っています。さあ、ここでしっかりとフィニッシュターンを入れて決めてきます。That's a really good wave choice from now, Omura. You know, she's, like you said, she's been competing quite a long time, but probably she's not onto like trying not to qualify to CS Tour. But have a look at this.
Yeah, I really like the finish on this one, mate. I just thought it was a really technical turn, and sometimes when you have a long time before that section comes, particularly on this wave, we've seen a lot of people go down. I thought that was a great finishing turn there from now.
Definitely, it's going to be her best score. But yeah, now she's traveling with her Roxy group, so she is trying to pass all the knowledge that she's been experiencing in her career to the next generations. And this is Kokona Kawase. さあ2本目のライディングになります。バックサイド1発目、2発目と綺麗なターンを入れて続けてフィニッシュまでしっかり決めていきました。Kokona Kawase, she's only 20 years of age, so still young, coming up generations, and she's competing quite a long time too. How did you like this backhand attack?
Yeah, really nice flow. I just thought the setup from her, when she got to her feet, she just waited for the wave and it got steep like this. So the patience sometimes, in order to go fast, you've got to go slow first, right? Let the wave stand up. And I thought her read on that, she looked so natural, everything dialed in. I thought that was great.
You know, she didn't rush anything. She just waited for the wave to stand up for her. It was a great approach from Kokona Kawase. Well, couple healthy scores coming in for red and blue, but Kai.
Whoa, look at this thing stretching out for Kai Kori. Beautiful looking left-hander. She does a couple of wraps in the pocket, adjusts the feet, and again just swinging back at the moment. It's a little bit cut backy. Hasn't really had a chance to try and go a bit vert or steeper. She'll eventually kick out. That was a long wave. She went a long way down the point here, but never really got a chance to attack particularly.
Really love this drone angle, but yeah, like you said, she managed to put a couple turns in, but still this left is like kind of like running away from her, and sometimes it's hard to pick right left actually out there. Some waves running away from you, but if you're on the good one, then like now and Kokona was on, well, definitely potential is there.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said as well. If you keep catching waves and keep surfing, it might just pop you up in a slightly different point on the point here, different place in the lineup. It's not necessarily one of those peaks where it's always in the same place. And maybe you get a right, but from deep on the left.
Definitely.
And, just being in a different part of the lineup, seeing something while you're paddling back out, maybe a wave will pop up. So staying active, staying busy in the lineup, I think that's a great call. But you can see the numbers already for Kokona. Decent, the 4-point ride for her previous till after, and the 3-4, so just building up, and a smart contest surfing, not waiting for necessarily 6s and 7s, starting the 3s and 4s and build from there into the 5s. That's what we saw the Aussies do in that last heat.
Definitely. 川瀬心那選手の2本目のライディングが 4.0、3本目に 3.4、そしてブルーの大村選手1本目 3.17、2本目 4.03、現在第1位に川瀬心那選手、第2位に大村奈緒選手となっています。残り時間16分。この後ラウンドオブ48を終わった後はメンズのラウンドオブ96に移っていきます。
16 and a half on the clock here. Only 2 can stay alive in competition and head through out of this round of 48 for the women QS 5000. Big points at stake here. And while we're admiring the scenery and the vibes and everything that's beautiful about this island, it's quite serious and high stakes for our competitors, Dai.
Well, it's very important event for every competitors because we had 2 events in Indonesia, QS 5000, and we recently just had Shagao, Cloud9, QS 5000, and this is going to be possibly the last QS 5000 for the Asian region and as well as Australia. So this is going to be very important for every competitors. They're all trying to qualify for CS2 next year.
Just on that point where, I mean, it's the Asia region and the Australians particularly. Japanese and Australians would be maybe the 2 big groups from each of those regions.
Right.
What's the reception been in Japan about everyone getting to surf with all the Australians? Is everybody stoked? I guess it's pretty cool to see all those best surfers from a completely different region, but at the same time, it's competitive. It's harder to win.
Like you said, it's probably harder to win the event if there's Japanese guy, Australian surfers, Indonesian surfers. So it's gonna be tough, but probably I think it's a good opportunities for all the Japanese surfers.
And also it's a test of what you're going to need to do. If you are going to the CS, you want to be on the challenges, you need to take on the very best around. So good grounding in really fun ways as well. And you mentioned the events that just went down in Philippines and Indonesia as well. Such quality in this region on the qualifiers. It's crazy. Here we go, live action. Having a look at Dia here. Backhand from her. The Indonesian surfer just gets it a little wrong.
A little bit off balance for the first turn, but there's just quick in and out. So, it's not far to go back out. So it's okay for Dia. So she's now in 4th place, needing 4.70. This heat has been 10 minutes. Already gone. We only have 14 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah, flies by, mate. 4 surfers in the water, all trying to find the best ways, going at it. It's 25 minutes. They will absolutely fly by in the blink of an eye when you're out there looking for scores. At the moment, it is our 2 Japanese surfers with the best of it. They're in the 7s for their totals right now, and they're pretty patient. They got 1st and 2nd priority. And by now, they've watched the first heat. And they've been in this one for over 10 minutes or so. I think they got a really good idea of what a good wave looks like. And I think the next wave for each of them will be something where they really try and go up into that mid-range or possibly better because they're looking for a good, strong set wave right now.
Definitely. Actually, I went for surf yesterday afternoon after the competition. And I came down here this morning a bit earlier than you guys. And I had a look at the surf, and the size-wise, it stays the same, but probably, I think, to me, it's like the waves stand up a little bit more than yesterday.
Live action right now. Had a look at Dia out of Indo, and much better from her on the backhand. Good work, nice and whippy. And being aggressive, light on her feet. Speed was good as well. And after she had that mistake on that last wave, it's going to feel really good to get another wave straight away and put some scores on the board.
It was a really great, smart move from Dia because she was in 4th place, 4th priority. She only had 2 waves, 2.5 and 0.5. So this is a replay of last of Dia. Really loved the first time, trying to go back to the power zone and straight into the 2nd. And here is wave standing up for her and gets the finish. Really loved the approach, getting the rhythm, trying to...
Speedy, wasn't it? So fast, and the spray looked great coming off the board just because she's going so fast and got that light touch with the aggression. It looked cool.
And it comes in 3.13, which is her best score so far.
Yeah, she's back in this, and that's what she needs to do, really. Don't let the leading surfers stretch it out and take it away from her, so staying involved. We're looking at Kai Kori from above in the hunt here. She rode that long left that didn't offer loads of points. Just see a little bit of that wind kicking in and ruffling things a touch. Still plenty of opportunity. Mate, I want to ask you about equipment, actually. What were you riding last night? It was a 20.
It was a 20.
That looked great, that board. Tell me about that.
My favorite 20 from Shaper Coryman from Australia. From Gold Coast, actually.
Okay.
Originally from Gold Coast, but now he lives in Cabba Rita.
That thing looked sick.
Goes super good my favorite, I ride it in Philippines, Korea, and here.
Oh
in
wow!
Taiwan,
Okay, so
everywhere.
even in like quality waves.
Yeah, it goes still good.
Nice,
on 20s.
mate.
Well, Josh Kai is on the 20s.
Yeah, he's setting the
as well,
standard.
so-
I guess other than him, though, most of our surfers, they're on your standard high-performance shortboards.
Right.
Because he'd be the one person doing it a little different. Hey, makes it look really good. Right now, we're having a look at 11 on the clock, and it's as we were. We haven't seen any paddles for our two Japanese surfers in the occupying at the moment, the advancing positions. Meanwhile, on the inside, Kai Kori will spin, committing to a paddle, and looking down the line at the left. Here she goes, up and out.
It's quick in and out. Another smart move from Kai. She was in the fourth priority, so she's just trying to, have a look at wave. It's kind of, if you're in the third or fourth place, you don't really want to sit there and wait for the right ones. You just gotta keep busy.
Yeah, it's just a good way to, as well as
Yeah.
not overthink things, just keep moving. I mean, everyone just wants to surf and catch waves. That's what she's trying to do. Here goes Amura.
大村直選手、この波にテイクオフしていきます。さあ、これは一発だけになるか、ここはしっかりとクラウドセクション決めていきます。Well, here is Kai up and riding again. It was a great vertical rip. Unfortunately, she went down, but really loved the now's approach. Here's a replay.
Yeah, going into the lip hard, wasn't she? Maybe just thinking about that left she caught where she did a few cutbacks and was thinking, all right, I need to get a bit more spicy. I need to go more aggressive. Doing that, which was great. But unfortunately, from her point of view, going down, we'll fly by our setup here at the Taiwan Open of Surfing. We're perched on the point here with great views out on conditions. Competitors getting ready, waxing up, just taking it all in, really seeing exactly where scores are going down. But everyone looks pretty relaxed. The vibes are great here, mate.
Great vibe over there. I was there in Heat 1 where everyone's smiling, chatting each other, and support each other. It's a great vibe right there. But there is Jess on the screen. He's coming down off the stairs.
Competitors there. There's a little toaster at the back there. You make yourself a bit of Nutella toast, get some snacks going, maybe have an asparagus juice.
Great to have snacks like that for competitors, definitely.
Firing up, yeah, getting the energy levels good. A beautiful temperature for surfing as well. It's just tropical with a light breeze, so totally trunkable in the water. Really nice indeed. The air temps, you come out, you're just quite happy to drip dry. No worries there, but if you've got a towel, use it. That's my motto. Meanwhile, let's have a look at some waves. We've got a little energy filling in here, and we're still looking at that priority hold from Kokona. She hasn't been tempted into anything yet. Are you surprised? She's sat with that for a while now.
Right, but here is Kai up and riding. This is a good looking wave. Nice carve off the top. Straight into power zone and put another cut back in so can she gets a finish.
Whoa.
And she did. That's a great combination from Kai.
That was cool, mate. She needed that. That was an important wave for her. She's had a couple of missteps. Things go slightly wrong for her. And right there, getting a really nice completion, mixing a bit of variety into it as well. So applying the right amount of pressure and staying competitive in this heat.
This is another replay from drone angle.
Wow.
Really loved the first turn.
Yeah, this is great surfing from Kai. The first one using the full rail, and then that third maneuver into the closeout, getting a hit in that pocket, into the lip. So the combo mixing it up, crucially finishing the wave. And I think that was just really important to surf with a bit of authority. And this will be a number, pretty significant one. She doesn't need to go huge to get up there and get into second and threaten Amura. But even if she doesn't quite get that 4-7, she'll put herself really close. A good chance of improving on her high score. That'll bring her requirement down. It's with the judges right now, under 7 minutes to go, Dai.
Well, definitely that wave is going to be her best score because she only got 2.5 and 1.8. Now, probably with that ride, she's going to be back in the game. And a couple good scores coming in, actually, for Kai. It comes in 4.73. Now she's in the second place.
Yeah, great surfing from her. She'll be stoked on that. That's bad news for now Amura. She's going to have to draw on some of that experience we talked about. She's had that last wave, I think she surfed that one quite well, but maybe hasn't pushed it that hard. I wonder if she'll change in her response here, maybe just attack a little bit more, Amura.
Definitely, she's gonna, onto that on the next one because she has a lot of experiences. She's been traveling for almost 20 years.
Wow.
So probably she, now knows what she has to do to get 3-1, which is small score for her, actually.
Yeah, this was a really tight heat. Into the final 6 minutes of it, and it's set up for a dramatic finish. It's anyone's, really. Even look at Dia, herself from Indonesia, not a long way back herself, needs that 4-1-1, and this is absolutely anyone's. This is going to be a nail-biting finish. See some energy standing up here.
Right, few lines rolling through into the lineup, so who's going to get this one? First priority with Kokona. 川瀬心那選手、プライオリティを使ってこの波にテイクオフしていきます。さあ一発目綺麗なカービング、そしてタイミングを測ってスラッシュ。さあここからカービングをもう一発入れて、この最後のセクションもちゃんと決めていきたいところで決めてきました。It's a beautiful wave from Kokona Kawase. She was waiting for the wave quite a long time, holding on to the first priority, and she gets done.
Yeah,
actually.
super patient, went for that wave, and she was actually pretty patient the way she surfed it as well. The style was great, just maybe didn't quite have the speed that you would have hoped for. You're always expecting the dramatic bit. It didn't quite come.
Yeah, really liked the first time, but like you said, probably she needed to push a little bit more to get scores. And from there, yeah, probably she needed to go harder to get,
I mean,
better
but
scores.
well surfed though. She's been super light on her feet. You see the body movement. She doesn't. She's not flapping. She's not reaching for sections. Everything is so controlled. So just beautiful, stylish forehand surfing. Pretty much textbook in terms of the technique from her. Let's see where that score goes. Meanwhile, this is a great heat. More action here from Dia with a great carve, a searing turn out on the face. Buckets of spray into the morning air here in Taiwan. And again, couple of snaps, keeping alive, on her toes, on and inside. This little runner section doesn't offer loads, but she'll stick with it, and she'll go nice and vert for a finish off the white water. So in the hunt for a 4-1-1 was the requirement. Nice exchange.
It was a beautiful surfing from Dia. That's really great surfing, and I like her approach. Tried to stick to the wave. She gets a finish, but really loved the first turn. But unfortunately, the wave died out a little bit, flat out, but still, stick to the wave. Trying to get a finish right here, and actually she did get the finish right there. So that was a great effort from Dia. And that comes in 297. So still her requirement at 4-1-1, but the previous wave from Kokona comes in 4.40, so she extends her lead. Now it's all about Omura needing 3-2-1 to go into the second with under 3 minutes remaining.
Yeah, getting down to the business end of proceedings here. Kori with that important wave, the left with the 3 turns, and after relative struggles in the early part of the heat, that's put her in a solid position. It's the high score of the heat. Her backup is making her vulnerable though. She's just got a 2-5. She's got second priority. And with Amura, and we mentioned the experience with the priority, and even Dia Novitsari not a long way behind, Kori really needs to get rid of that 2-5.
Right. Wow, this is a really tight heat now. Everyone needs small score to go into first and second. With the 2 minutes remaining and a few lines coming to the lineup, probably all the tactics coming in with this time. First priority is sitting with now Omura. She probably wants to get the best. Well, here is 大村直選手、この波重要なライディングになってきます。今日のスコア 3.21。さあどうでしょうか。さあ一発大きなターンを入れてきました。Well, she used the first priority, and she gets one maneuver Knees 3-2-1. What do you think?
Yeah, it was just that one maneuver. It was maybe a touch soft. That wave was just a little bit awkward. When she stood up, she's kind of backdoor in the section. She had the steep bit in front, but she doesn't get a turn in early. She decides to go patient. That section tumbles. Probably a smart call. I don't know. It looks nice on the replay. She did get up there through the lip.
Right.
Only needs a 3. This is going to be tight.
You don't really need a lot of turns to get 3-2-1. You only need one, but like you said, it's not as big as what you expected, but it's gonna be close. So her requirement is 3-2-1.
You'd just love to see from her point of view, maybe just attack a little bit more and make it easier for the judges to give the score. They're definitely going to have to think about it and maybe do some comparisons as well, because that score, 3-2-1, it is a low number. Looks like the first scores are trickling in. It may well come in just under. That was our overall impression, I thought, when we saw the wave live. Let's see. She's back in the lineup, though. There's still time on the clock here. Let's see if she'll go again.
Well, looks like she's going again. 大村奈緒選手、さあこの波にもすかさずテイクオフしていきます。さあ 3.21 が必要な状況。さあここも一発しっかりと決めていきます。Well, that's a better looking way for now, Omura, I reckon.
Yeah, much more dynamic turn. If she could have brought that sort of surf in, but on the previous wave that had a bit more energy. Let's see. We're at time here. I'm not quite sure if this one will count.
川瀬心那選手、これは最後の波になってくるでしょう。これでピッチの方に戻ってきます。
Well, that'll wrap up our second heat of the morning here. We're waiting on scores. We'll bring you those numbers when we come back from break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Taiwan Open of Surfing. Having a look straight into live action. Sasha Baker slashing on the backhand, putting it up. She's with a couple of her compatriots, Charlie Stokes and Amelie Burke. Also Wan Yu Chen from Taiwan out representing. Let's welcome in to the studio, True Starling. G'day, mate.
Good morning,
How are you
Paul.
going?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah?
pretty good.
Are you stoked?
Very, yeah.
Okay.
I'm happy to be here.
Why is that? What?
Well, I actually have some fellow.
Not that you need a reason to be stoked, but
I know.
yeah.
I'm always stoked. I feel like I'm always full of joy. But today, I just feel like we woke up this morning. The waves were fun. It was maybe a little bit smaller, but the women are out there, and I love watching the women surf. So I get super excited for it.
Yeah, we've had a couple of really exciting heats actually already go down this morning. Let's see how this one unfolds. Street surfers from Australia. Feels like there's so much talent from that region. There's so few spots relatively going to the Changers. It's tough.
Yeah, it is. It's really tough. It's top 4 for the women plus a wild card. So you've got to be really concise and very consistent as well. And, you know, the Australian women in this heat are just doing that.
Who are you giving the wild card to?
I really don't know. That's a hard question. Can I think
if it was
on
the
it?
true Starling wild card and you just got to pick every year who you thought should go through.
I think all my friends would just get
having
the
that
wild
power.
card. I don't want that power.
Would you
It's too
become
much.
drunk with power? Would you become unbearable?
Probably. Yeah. No. Hopefully not. There's Oni there. Too funny.
Yeah, let's see how this one goes. 25 minutes to post your best numbers and stay alive in competition here. QS 5000, super significant in terms of points, particularly if you can go deep. We're quite some way away from that. We've got plenty of days left in our waiting period. We've got a bit of time with it as well to maybe pick the best out of conditions. Have you been dialing into the forecast? You've been looking on your crystal ball. What are you feeling?
Well, we're definitely going to have waves every day,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it just depends on how it's going to be. But this is that first wave for Sasha Baker. Gets out one nice snap, and then you can see when she finishes it off a little bit more spice. Sasha's usually quite quiet at the start of heat, so it was nice to see her get the first wave in this one.
Okay, do you think that's a tactic then from her, or just the way it sort of pans out when you say she's quiet at the start?
I think that's just how she approaches heats, and I know that it's definitely something that Sasha and I train together,
Right.
and I know that it's something that she's been working on to kind of be a little bit busier, or busy good at the start of heats to kind of get the ball rolling. Otherwise, she kind of tends to just sit and then wait for something that maybe doesn't come.
Right, okay. So it's like a wave selection thing, you're saying? Or what? I mean, how do you train to not do it? Just paddle more?
Yeah, I think it's just move around more, find yourself some in position for some good opportunities.
Let's get some insights from the winner of our last heat with Dai.
この大会一発目のヒートでしたがどうでしたか？
初めての台湾で波もすごい緊張したんですけど、いい波乗れてよかったです。
なんか板が来てなかったっていうのをこうインスタで見てたんですけど、いつ来たんですか板は？
ボードは昨日の夕方高尾の空港まで取りに行ってゲットできました。
昨日の夕方ってことはもう今日の朝やっと自分の板に乗れた感じですか？
昨日の夕方にこっち戻ってくることできて、昨日の夕方と今日の朝一でボードいろいろ試してやりました。
かなり緊張したんじゃないですか？
試合前ってことで人も多くてなかなか波に乗れない状況だったので、今回のラウンドがなんかぶっつけ本番な感じのラウンドになってしまいました。
Well, this is her first trip to Taiwan, and her board didn't arrive.
Dai, she is smooth, so calm and patient, composed. The way she put that heat smooth, so calm and patient, composed. The way she put that heat together. Board didn't arrive. Doesn't matter. She looked great, so stylish.
17 minutes to go in this heat. Sasha Baker, the only one that's had a wave 317 to start this one off. We're almost 10 minutes down. Welcoming Dai, you were just out in the stand there with the athlete area, and now you're back in here. You're a busy guy.
Good morning.
Good morning. There's Jay Okulupo on the screen, preparing for one of his heats potentially later today. We are going to roll into 8 heats, the men's round of 96. Dai, what do you make of the conditions today?
I think it's better than yesterday. Like, the wave sends up a little more than yesterday, I guess, because I went for surf right after the competition yesterday, and it was kind of like, it's kind of hard out there, you know, just dies out a little bit fast.
Yeah.
Flatter sections, but looks better, I
Yeah.
reckon.
Well, this is Emily Burke from Merriweather, up and riding on her first wave, gets a couple of nice backside snaps, but wave doesn't really offer a steep section, so she'll kick out and get back out the back.
Wow, this heat being quiet, huh?
Yeah.
It's been 10 minutes, but just one wave ridden
Yeah.
so far, and that was the second wave actually. Wow.
Yeah, super quiet heat. I don't know whether it's whether it's that maybe the best waves aren't coming through as consistently. Talk me through the replay, Di.
Really like her approach. You know, she didn't rush anything. She managed to put two turns, but really love the first turn. I don't think it's gonna be big score, but still, you know, getting the rhythm. It's a great move from Amelie Burke, and this is a local surfer, Chen,
Yeah.
up and riding for her first wave.
Wan Yu is 12 years old,
12 years old.
and her brother Bo Yu, he was in the draw yesterday. He's 10.
So 12 years old and 10 years old.
Uh-huh.
They are in QS 5000. That's crazy.
Amazing. I was like,
Amazing.
whoa, this is crazy. But yeah, they were just ripping, and Wan Yu won her heat yesterday.
Right.
And she was just looking like she was having heaps of fun out there.
Definitely.
And it was great. I mean, her first wave was a 137, so it's hopefully going to be a throwaway by the end. Amelie Burke's first wave was a 2.57, so really small scores right now, Di. And, you know, it's smaller than yesterday, but maybe the waves are kind of have a little bit better shape.
Right. I reckon, yep, they have, it has a better shape than yesterday. But I talked to Kokona right after the interview, and she said probably towards the end of the heat, there's no waves coming in. So probably the ocean being quiet a little bit compared to this morning.
Yeah. Having a little breather. This is Charlie Stokes up and riding on her second wave. She got a 277 on her first one. Charlie finishes that one off nicely right on the inside. You could see that she kind of had to work a little bit to get through there. I mean, the wave yesterday when we surfed in the afternoon, I felt like if you were kind of pushing it too hard on the turns, I feel like the wave, because it didn't have too much power in the afternoon,
Right.
it kind of just like didn't push you back down. Did you feel that too?
I felt that too.
Yeah.
Exactly the same way as you described. Exactly the same
I'm
way.
glad.
But that's, you know, she did well. That was a great approach. And the good thing about this wave is she gets the finish. And that comes in 250. So now she has 277 and 25. Small scores, but still, I think in this condition when waves aren't really coming into the lineup, you gotta be in the rhythm. You don't want to be waiting for like right ones because there's no right ones probably out there.
Yeah, for sure. It's like, it's hard to kind of sit down and, like, well, not sit down, but kind of be patient out there when, you know, maybe there's not as many consistent good ones that are coming through. And I think you're right, Di. I think kind of just being busy and catching a few waves, just getting into a better rhythm is probably a better option. Mind you, it's been a really slow heat. We've had 5 waves caught in the last 15 minutes or so. But I feel like these 25-minute heats go so fast as well.
Really fast. Like, it goes really fast. Probably for surfers, competitors feeling the same way, or probably faster for them too. But now it's 11 minutes and 30 seconds remaining, so probably need to change to plan B.
Yeah.
Probably they're all waiting for the bigger ones out there, but I don't see anything coming in so far, so probably they need to change the plan. But here it is, good looking wave. Racing down the line, and wow, that was a better looking maneuver. Our 12 years old local surfer. But really love the Charlie, yeah. Jolly's approach.
Yeah, this is that last wave of Wan Yu though. One nice turn for the 12-year-old. She gets out, and this is that last wave of Charlie Stokes. Gets one quick first connection, drives through the second one. You can see she throws a bit more spray, and then straight up for a finish for Charlie.
That was great surfing from Jolly. Really love how she kept the momentum together throughout whole wave, and she gets a finish with a lot of sprays. Actually, it was a great wave. Comes in 377, which is the best score in this heat so far.
Yeah, it was maybe a smaller wave, which is probably what was hindering the score to go any higher. But I think in the next 10 minutes, she definitely has the opportunity to get a bigger wave and kind of do similar surfing. I feel like if she copy pastes onto a bigger wave, she'll get a bigger score.
Definitely, it's gonna be mid fours, high, high fours.
And I was saying to Paul Dye, Sasha Baker, she got the first wave in this heat at 317. And usually in heats, like we talk about this quite openly, and I train with Sasha, and she usually kind of just sits and waits, and she just kind of waits for sets. And she has great wave selection, but sometimes she does. You know how people just get in the trap of just sitting and waiting, and then the wave never comes? They get over selective.
Right.
Sometimes Sash can be a little bit like that. So it was nice to see her get a quick start, but then she's been a little bit quiet, and so has Amelie. With not too many waves kind of coming through. Maybe they're just being a bit more aware of what's going on around them and what waves are coming. But I just feel like today it's a little bit smaller than yesterday. I think you just got to try your luck and really roll the dice.
Definitely, yeah, you got to try everything, try every opportunities you get. Even if it's smaller, if it's looking great, you got to go. Or if you can put one turn in, probably you should go and just try out, because it's only takes you 30 seconds to back out, maybe, or 1 minute.
Yeah, not even. It's such a quick paddle back out. But with 8.5 minutes to go, both Amelie and Sasha Baker are going to need to find another wave to put themselves in a better spot. Charlie Stokes holding the lead with a 377 and a 277, so small scores, but kind of a similar storyline as yesterday. Those smaller scores were definitely the ones that were getting you through heats. I feel like 5s and 6s are hard to get on a day like today.
Definitely. You gotta be on the right wave. I mean, you gotta be on the bigger set. You gotta put big 2 turn, then probably you get 5 and 6.
Yeah.
Well, like you said, I reckon it's hard to get 5 and 6, especially trying to get 8 and 7s. It's gonna be really, really hard.
Yeah, it's one of those days where I do think that wave size does come into play for sure. But I'm excited to see the women out there today. It looked really fun this morning, even sitting upstairs in the structure. I was like, whoa, it's actually like some really fun waves coming through.
Actually, this morning was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Didn't surf, but looked really fun.
Yeah.
A lot of waves coming into the lineup.
Yeah, that's the structure there. You can see the women in the next heat making their way out. Oceania Rogers, she's going to take on Gia Lorenzen.
Yuna Takahashi.
Thank you. And Su Min Wang. So that's going to be an exciting heat. Adam Dufner is coaching Sasha Baker and Amelie Burke, who are in this heat, as well as Gia Lorenzen in the next one. So he's got about 50 minutes of white knuckling, and then he'll be able to relax a little bit. But yeah, that's that paddle back out. You can see the women just slowly making their way over the rocks. They do get quite slippery, and Wan Yu using third priority on this wave. It's a good looking left. Nice opening carve for the 12-year-old local surfer. Gets a second one in. She's got such a great style, but unfortunately just grabs a rail a little bit, so she kicks out. Smart surfing though. I like that she held off Charlie. She's definitely beyond her years in the competitive mindset, that's for sure.
Really great wave choice from our local surfer. Really like the opening cutback carve. Yeah, trying to connect to the inside, but unfortunately, catching the rail a little bit there. A great wave for our local surfer, 12 years old.
Can you believe that? 12 years old.
Nope,
5,000.
still not.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I mean, amazing. Like, for her to be
Right.
here is just incredible. And to be sticking it against these women is super exciting. We'll see if her last wave is a score that she needs to go to second. She needs a 1.71. Charlie Stokes, current heat leader, having a look at this one. She's up and riding on her backhand. Finds a steeper section, but unfortunately it just fades out pretty quickly. That is Emily Burke up and riding. She had the second priority, gets a nice first snap. Unfortunately goes down on the second one. With 5 minutes to go, she's going to need to get back out there and get a better score.
Well, those two waves were really like weird breaking waves. Like kind of had unique shape
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah, they normally with the rights, I feel like the best ones, you see them when they kind of bend back at you, and I feel like those ones kind of didn't bend back, so they
right.
kind of had a bit of a more stretched out wall, so then the actual face of the wave was a little bit crumbly and kind of flat.
Right. It was hard to just hit the section because there's not really standing up for them.
Yeah.
But here he is. Chen is,
Oh, sick first turn for
Wow.
Wagyu, and gets a second one in and a completion.
that was a great surfing from Chen. Probably it's gonna be her best wave so far. Really loved the bottom turn and straight into the great section and gets the finish right there.
Wow.
The hard requirement was only 215 and it comes in 217, so got it now in second place.
Wow, Wagyu Chen, 12-year-old, just really creating history here for the Taiwan surfers. 2.17, she goes to second. So Emily Burke needs a 1.3. Sasha Baker needs a 0.7. 3.5 minutes to go. Sasha Baker holds first priority, and sometimes I feel like needing a 0.7 is like the hardest score. I feel more nervous needing those small scores because if you fall on the takeoff, it's probably not a 0.7. I don't know. It's.
Yeah, that's true. You don't want to get 0.7, right? You want to get probably better than that. So that makes everything nervous. And yeah, like you said, it's that if you get one wave, definitely you'll get 0.7. But sometimes there's no wave in the end. And yes, such a stress moment for Sasha, probably.
Yeah, really. Oh, wow. You can see
Right.
Charlie Stokes just tailgating Emily there. And, Wagyu Chen, she's going to have another look at this left. Takes off. She's currently in second place, but she doesn't like the look of that one, so she will kick out. And looks like she's just trying to apply more pressure for Sasha and Emily, but Sasha Baker uses her first priority. She's up and riding on this one. Lines up and gets one snap in there to complete. So that's the score. Charlie Stokes finding a good-looking wall, and she rides out as well.
Well, definitely Sasha got a requirement 0.70. It was a great single maneuver. It's 1 minute 45 seconds remaining. Here is Lassa White. Yeah, that was great single turn. Probably that will put her in second or first.
Yeah. Well, Charlie Stokes, she's no stranger to kind of going deep in the draw. She's currently 9th on the Australian QS rankings at the moment. She got a 3rd at Cruy.
Right.
So Charlie, she's actually sitting in a good position if she can kind of make some rounds in this event to qualify for the Challenger Series. But last wave of Sasha Baker, 2.73. She goes to second place. Wagyu Chen down to 3rd. Needs a 3.73 to go back to second. Emily Burke holds her first priority with 50 seconds to go. She needs a 3.33. And that's a hard score to get today, Di.
threes like feels like it's a 5 in a
Yeah.
in a good condition. You know, you gotta put one pretty much good turns to get high threes.
Yeah.
Well, with 30 seconds remaining in this heat, hoping to, another set's coming into the lineup, but looks like Emily is having a look at this one.
Yeah, Emily Burke going to use priority. She needs a score to go to second place. Gets a first turn in there. She's not going to give up just yet. Drives hard through the second one. Gets a third snap in there as well. This wave starts to die out a little bit, but you can see that she's intent on finishing it. Gets a third little foam climb. Doesn't quite finish, but what do you think, Di?
It was a smaller wave. She managed to put 2 turns in, but need 3-3-3. I don't think it'll be the requirement.
Yeah. It might take her up into third place. Looks like it will, but it won't be the score for Emily Burke. 2.43. Emily Burke goes to second, so it's Charlie Stokes and Sasha Baker progressing through. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Heat 4 of the women's round of 48 right after this break. Welcome back, day 2 here of the Taiwan Open of Surfing. We just saw Charlie Stokes and Sasha Baker progress through to the next round of the women, unfortunately saying goodbye to Emily Burke. And Wan Yu Chen, the 12-year-old local surfer, absolutely ripping. She put on a great performance though. Out there in this heat we have Yuna Takahashi, Sumin Wang, Gia Lorenzen and Oceania Rogers. I'm True Starling, and joined in the booth with me is none other than Jessie Starling. Welcome back, Jessie. This is the first time we've been on the mic together for the event.
Yeah, this event, definitely. It's exciting. I'm absolutely in awe of this drone angle right now. Look how absolutely beautiful this place is. It's such a cool place to come to and work every day, and great waves on offer too. Really fun conditions. This lady on your screen, this is Yuna Takahashi just going down. Gia Lorenzen though, she is a powerhouse from Oz, getting one big turn in, so loving that surfing she's putting on display. Now Oceania Rogers, pretty high up in the rankings, this lady on your screen. This is a really important heat for her to make, and she's getting herself underway pretty nicely at the start of this heat.
Yeah, she's looking energetic and inspired to make a few rounds and really make a dent in this event here. She has had a couple of really good results. She got second at NIAS a little bit earlier on this year, and she's currently sixth, as you mentioned, Jessie, on the Oz QS. First wave for Oceania locked in at a 3.6. Gia's first wave, 4.33 for one turn. It was a big turn on a big section, and I feel like the judges are begging to see that. And there's definitely those opportunities out there today.
Definitely, and it was something we even saw yesterday where a lot of the case was less is more, and that was just one of those cases. The judges loving the one big turn from Gia. She's up again, going down.
Yeah, Gia goes down, and then also Yuna kicking out of that one as well. So we're coming down to 20 minutes to go, and it's a bit of a different start to this heat than we saw the last one. We actually had a really quiet heat in that last heat, Jessie. It was only really one wave ridden in the first 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, I actually watched it straight from the beachfront with some of the Aussie competitors who were cheering on some of their fellow Aussies, and it was stressful. I sat there with Charlie's brother Taj, and at one point he was like, okay, I'm getting nervous now. And I was just like, it's an intense comp. There's a lot of points on the line. There's Challenger Series qualification on the line as well. These are big points, QS 5000, so everyone wants to get a piece of the pie. They want to make it deep into the draw, so these early rounds definitely the most nerve-wracking, but waves came at the end, and I feel like everyone got a fair opportunity, and looked like it was the lady who caught the most amount of waves who made it through.
Yeah, and someone who did just that was Charlie Stokes. She took out that last heat. She's there to have a chat with Di.
Probably one of the stressful heats so far. You're in the first heat of the event. How was it out there?
Yeah, it was pretty stressful. There wasn't many waves coming through, and we only had like twos and threes, so I knew all the other girls could surf good, so I knew if a wave came, they'd get the score, so yeah, I was pretty scared.
What was your plan out there? Did you try to get the bigger ones or like trying to get inside ones?
I wanted to get the sets, but I feel like there wasn't really many sets in my heat, so I kind of just got what I could, and yeah, just stoked I could get a couple little ones and get through.
When was that time like you just changed your plan? Oh, I gotta go to the inside ones, get the job done.
Probably like after like the 10-minute mark, hadn't got a wave yet, and yeah, didn't really feel like there was going to be anything coming anytime soon, so just thought I should get what I can and take advantage of whatever comes through.
Right, but that's exactly what you did, and now you're on to the next round. But how is Taiwan treating you right now?
Yeah, I love it. The waves are pretty fun. Food's good. All the people are good, and yeah, I'm staying with a good crew, so it's been good.
All right. So who are you traveling with this time?
I'm traveling with my brother Taj and his girlfriend Gia, who's out there now, and then Amelie, who was just in my heat.
All right. So that was a great heat. But you wanna shout out to your friends, family back home?
Oh yeah, shout out to everyone at home watching, my family, my Bull Riders Club, and yeah, thanks for watching.
All right. Good luck in the next round, and see you next round. Thank you guys in the booth.
Thank you so much, Di. Thank you, Charlie. Yeah, as Charlie mentioned, the stressful moments aren't over for Taj just yet. He has girlfriend Gia out in the heat. He had his sister in the last one. Also, Adam Dufner is coaching quite a few of the women. He has a bit of a stressful day headed into.
Yeah, he is right on your screen right now. He's just breaking down the heats with each of his athletes. That lady in the blue, though, that is Charlie Hurst. So she's coming up in that next heat, and she has been looking very sharp in the free surf. She's getting ready. That's her boyfriend, best friend, but also biggest supporter, Marlon Harrison, sitting in front of her. So I think it's cool that, you know, all these different people get to bounce off each other, even with Duffy having so many athletes here, chatting to them, seeing what strategies they had and how they can take it into the next heat for the future athletes. It's a cool little strategy that posse has, and it's really exciting and warming to see what a tight family unit they are as well. So I'm loving it. Gia is a part of that family unit too, and Duffy had some pretty nice words of encouragement before a heat.
Yeah, he always seems to be able to get the best out of everyone that he works with. But right now, with 16 minutes to go, it is Gia Lorenzen who's holding down the lead, a 4.33 and a 3.3. They're two pretty good scores for the day. Oceania Rogers opened up with a 3.6, holding second place. Yuna Takahashi, couple of throwaway scores. I dare say we'll see them go. She needs a 2.68 to go to second. And Su Min Wang has a 1.27. She needs a 2.34 to go to second place.
Yes, Su Min Wang actually goes by Fendi, so she's really good friends with one of our good friends, Oni Onwa, and she has this cool camp retreat style thing where she takes a lot of the Taiwanese surfers over to Indo and kind of exposes them to those waves over there. She surfs with Oni a lot over there, and Oni is acting as coach this event for Fendi. And you can tell she's got fourth priority. She's making a pretty smart decision sitting away from the pack right now. This lady, though.
Yeah, this is Yuna Takahashi. Nice opening carve. She drives through a second one. Yuna looking to get a strong finish. This wave does look like it will fade out, though, so she kicks out. But that will be the best wave that she's had in this heat so far. We still have about 15 minutes to go. And I haven't seen too much of Yuna competing, Jessie.
No, I haven't seen too much of her either. I feel like she's super young. She's 17 years old. She has another sister in this who's even younger. She's 15.
Wow.
And yeah, I feel like she's just kind of getting used to maybe this international stage. She definitely has competed her way through some of those Japanese events, but QS events is pretty new for her. So this is her first year on the QS, so this would definitely be one of her first international stages. This lady on your screen, she's no stranger to the QS though.
Yeah, Oceania 6 on the rankings at the moment. Nice opening carve, gets a second turn in there. You can see that she's, I don't know, it's like she's got this newfound energy. She knows that she needs a good result here to really help solidify her spot in the top 4 for the women. To qualify for the Challenger Series. Obviously that second in NIAS is a huge leg up to keep her in the top 10 right now.
And to add as well, that wasn't easy NIAS. I mean, it was pretty perfect, but it was huge. Like, you kind of had to be pretty brave to throw yourself over those ledges. And
as a goofy footer as well.
Yeah, I mean, she earned that second place. And for someone who I feel like surfed so many events but maybe didn't have the results to back up the amount of events she'd surfed, to now come into this year, like you said, she's got a newfound confidence. She seems to be just on her own program as well here at the event. She just seems to be not buying into anyone else's business. She's just purely focusing on herself, she's a dominant free surfer. Oh my gosh, she is so good at hassling out in the free surfs when there is a gazillion people out there. I saw her get heaps of waves during one of those free surf sessions, so I feel like that is a good indicator to show how competitive someone is, because if you can hassle your way into consistently catching waves in the free surf, that means that you want it. And I feel like that means in heats, when you only have 3 other people, you're just going to be so much more switched on.
Yeah, I agree. And you can see she just sold Yuna, and whoa, gets a spin for Oceania Rogers. Something a little bit different. That last wave that she got a 3.47. And as you said, Jessie, you know, she's not scared, and she's eager to add some progression into her surfing.
I think as well, she actually pulled one of those maneuvers in Cloud 9. The judges didn't give it a crazy big score.
Yeah.
They and it was at the end of a wave too. It wasn't just a single maneuver. So let's look at it. Well, these are her last 2 waves actually. So this is that last one coming through as a 3.47. So a couple nice turns. This wave though, so just the one maneuver, the judges have given it a 2.83. So I just remember her pulling that in Cloud 9 and the judges keeping it a pretty low score as well. So potentially needs to do it on a bigger looking section. That is Gia Lorenston going down. Just want to say a big hello to Ben Lorenston, who, if you know Gia, you know Ben. He's such a talented surfer and one that we would be looking forward to watching compete here, but broke his foot in Cloud 9. So just a quick hello to Ben. We miss you here, and speedy recovery for him.
Yeah, absolutely. He definitely would have been one of my favourites to go deep in this draw, just as Gia is. She is such a powerhouse. And right now, a 4.33 and a 3.3 for Gia Lorenzen. And, she's looking good right now in the lead with 11 minutes to go.
We've been talking about Oceania's confidence, but I actually would say this is one of the most confident competitors I've seen out of Gia. I feel like sometimes she can get caught up in maybe the heat, too much in the heat rather than just in herself and the performance she has to do. But I feel like this year she's been looking really confident in her decision-making skills, her heat strategy, the way she surfs in the heats as well. She was one of the few ladies to get a proper barrel in Cloud 9. And yeah, I've been really impressed by the way she's kind of leveled up this year, Gia. And I'm hoping that she goes deep in this draw. She is sitting around that 16th on the rankings, so kind of has to get a good result to really bump it up. But for someone like Gia, to compare it to someone for, say, Kyan Falvey, got a quarterfinals, moved up 30 spots on the rankings, so it just shows that if she can make a couple more heats, that 16th place is going to be long gone, and she could definitely be in Challenger Series contention.
Oh, for sure. It's, you know, more often than not, it's really one event that can really change the storyline or change the narrative of someone's qualification. And I feel like, you know, all of these women in this Taiwan Open of Surfing event have the opportunity and the skill set to really go deep in the draw and to make a couple of movements. And I think, you know, we're talking about Gia and Oceania and Yuna and Sue right now. They just need to find the waves out there to give them that opportunity. I definitely do think, even looking back to that 4.33 of Gia, it was a big wave and a big turn, and the judges rewarded that. And I feel like that to me, as a commentator, but then also a competitive surfer, screams that's what you need to do to get good scores. Unfortunately, Sue or Fendi coming unstuck there. You know, and I think, I know that a lot of the women who are coming up later, and I'm sure the men as well, will be watching this and watching these earlier heats to kind of figure out what the judges are scoring and what they're liking. And that, to me, it's the recipe. Big wave, big section, big turns, big scores.
It's crazy how simple the judges actually do make it. And I feel like if you do really sit back and lock in and watch the heats, it's pretty easy to see what they're looking for, and it's big turns just like Gia is doing on this wave too.
Yeah, getting a couple nice backhand slices for Gia. Wow, she's just really up and into every section. There was no downtime on that wave at all. I know Gia's been working hard on her small wave surfing, and that was a good wave locked in. I think it might better the 3.3. We'll see where it goes, but throwing heaps of spray, she was up and into every section that she had. Really nice flow, so it was good to see from Gia.
Yeah, I liked it. I feel like you said, she only had a 3.3 to improve on. She got a lot of nice turns in. Something you mentioned is the flow. I love the flow on this wave. You can really tell that she's been putting in the time, trying to push harder on these smaller waves. She had no downtime and didn't really have any bobble between each turn, considering how small the wave was. And maybe just a bit of an adjustment, knowing that it's been a bit of a quiet kind of 5 to 10 minutes. All right, let's just turn and get away, try and build on that 3.3 and apply a little bit more pressure to Oceania Rogers, who's sitting in a pretty close second right now. So I feel like that was pretty smart heat surfing for Gia. She's still waiting for that score to lock in, and it looks like Oceania might have got a wave as well.
Yeah, so waiting on these scores for Gia and Oceania with just over 7 minutes to go. And right now it's just been the Gia and Oceania really show. I mean, Yuna's had some good waves, but nothing that we've seen that has been what we're expecting of her. Fendi hasn't had too much. That last wave of Oceania locked in at a 4.83, so she goes to first. Gia now needs a 4.11. We'll see if that's the score that she needs to get up into first place from that last left. We're still waiting on that score to lock in as well, with just on 6.5 minutes to go, and locks in at a 3.37, so betters the requirement by a little bit, by literally 0.07. So Oceania, the new heat leader, and we have Yuna Takahashi having a look at this wave. She scratches into it, takes off with the whitewash, gets one nice carve, but unfortunately, yeah, that wave just didn't look like it was going to offer too much.
No, that was definitely a bit of a smaller, tapered kind of wall. It didn't have that bend back that you're really looking for at this wave at Jinzun. I feel like those ones that you can tell almost look like a closeout, they actually hold up and bend back at you. She's up and riding again though.
Yeah, straight up into that first section, you can see that she's got such a low center of gravity. That was a nice second turn, but maybe just lacking a little bit more power that we've seen from Gia and Oceania. She's still a young competitor, but I do think that you can kind of see that difference in the surf.
Yeah, she's definitely of smaller stature as well. Gia, this is a replay though, so she got one. Same time Yuna did, got a couple carves in. I feel like this is her strength. She has a really strong rail game, not really getting to open up on that one. Let's take another look at this. This is better. One of those waves that bends back at you. This second section, really nice. Tags it, sends spray out the back, but like you said, she is of smaller stature. She doesn't have that power and strength behind her that, say, Oceania and Gia have. I still think that's going to be her best wave of the heat so far, purely based on the grunt of that second turn. It comes in at a 3.13, so now looking for a 4.57. I feel like if she can do that second turn twice on just a bit of a bigger wave, yeah, that could definitely challenge that 4.57 that she's looking for.
Yeah, I agree. She needs to find a bigger wave and really power through those sections. She definitely, as you said, Jessie, she's 17. This is her first proper year on the QS, so it's exciting to see her here and to see her kind of take it to these women, and she's up and riding once again. It's a good looking left, gets a nice first turn, driving up through a second, but it doesn't complete, and I feel like that really could have changed her situation because that first turn was nice. Jessie,
maybe a bit of a confidence build right here for Yuna. She's like just slowly finding her groove. It's a shame that she's found it in the last 6 or 7 minutes of this heat, because I feel like a confident Yuna could do some really big damage here. Is Fendi.
Yeah, Fendi up and riding. Haven't seen too much of her in this heat, but she was able to take this one through to the inside. Maybe just leaving her run a little bit late, but that MG looking good under her feet. This is a replay of that last one, Jessie.
Love that first turn. Really nice in the pocket. This is literally what we said she had to do. 2 big turns on a bigger looking wave. She had to pull off that second one. Definitely question marks whether or not that would have been at the 4.57. She got a 2.33 just for that first turn, which did go into her top 2. She's still looking for more though, so needs that 4.57, but that is the exact attitude that she needs to bring to this heat if she wants to make it through.
Yeah, I agree. I do think huge, big, bold underline italic question mark on that wave, the 2.33. I feel like if she had have completed it, then it would have been a 4.57 for
Just
sure.
clicking all the factors, bold, underline, italic.
Yeah, I mean, well, it really was like, it probably would have been the heat-changing wave for her, don't you think?
No,
like,
definitely.
That for 2.33 for one turn, she probably would have got pretty close or really challenged for that 4.57. And you know, with 2.5 minutes to go, it's good, or just over, it's good that she has the opportunity to try and reach that score once again. I mean, she's sitting by herself right now, but Gia Lorenzen holds first priority. So will Gia come and sit on Yuna and try and stop her from getting that score? Or is Yuna going to be able to scratch into this one? It's a good looking wall. She's having a look, but doesn't like the look of it because Gia wants it, uses her priority and has to kick out. Maybe a little bit of a mistake there, but Yuna's going to have a kick at that smaller one, but doesn't scratch onto it. I think she's still out there by herself, so she should remain in first priority. And with 2 minutes to go, will she get another opportunity? She's paddling around. You can see she's scratching to get an opportunity. This one might give it to her. Yuna Takahashi needs a 4.57, just kind of driving off into that second turn. That first turn just missed the section a little bit. I don't think that's going to be the score, but she's going to get back out there nonetheless, try and get herself another opportunity.
She's got great acceleration off her bottom turns. That was so cool to see. This is Oceania Rogers, so gets the first turn in. Solid looking second turn. So, wow, Oceania, talking about momentum. She's starting to find her feet. She knows the depth of how important this heat is. But just take a look at these bottom turns. She gets so much speed out of them. And Yuna, probably knowing that that's not going to be the score, you could tell she's getting straight back out there. One issue she has, though, is Gia Lorenzen is out there with priority, so it kind of has that big factor over Yuna. And if I know anything about Gia, she's not going to let her get anywhere close to trying to find a wave. So you can tell Gia, she's just waiting for her to paddle back out, and I feel like she's just going to stick to her like honeys and flies.
Yeah, I do. I agree, Jessie. I think she's going to try and block any opportunity for Yuna with 40 seconds to go. Time is ticking away right now. Gia holds the first priority, trying to defend second place. Oceania's last wave, 3.87, goes into the top two. And with 25 seconds to go, it looks like Gia might have a quick look at this wave. It looks like a nice looking right, and she's going to commit to it. Gia up and riding. She needs a 4.38 to go to first. She's already done that with one turn pretty much. Just gets one turn on that wave. I don't think it'll be the score that she needs. And with 5 seconds to go, it looks like she'll make her way in. Scores to lock in for that last wave, but I don't think it'll be the 4.38. It's not going to be that she needs to go to first, so it will be Oceania Rogers taking that heat out. Gia Lorenzen coming in second. Don't go anywhere. Heat 5 coming up next is going to be an exciting heat. Jessie Starling will be making the call with Vaughn Deadly.
Second position blue, Gia Lorenzen, 7.7, third position white, and fourth position was green. So red and blue progressed to the next round. We are now into the 5, and then Holly Williams from Australia is in red, Charlie Hurst, Australia in blue,
Beautiful scenes here in Jinzun Harbor for the Taiwan Open of Surfing. Into a pretty big heat. It's Charlie Hurst taking on Holly Williams, Holly Wishart, and Taina Izquierdo. Joining me in the booth, which I'm so excited about, Vaughn Blakey. I've missed you.
Ew. Is that the worst hoot in history?
Yeah, I feel like you can do better than that.
All right, hang on.
I'm ready.
Oh my
no.
goodness, what has happened here?
Oh no.
Carnage on the rocks, you smiling, so... Wow, that looked pretty hectic. It is all rocks. From the moment you launch into the water, it's all like boulders, different heights, and it's not sort of a flat bottom out here, so...
But also, it's
you
like...
come off, you can... Oh, and you can slip coming in.
I did that yesterday.
Did you though?
Yes, I did. I was watching
Wow.
my friend who's in this heat, Charlie Hurst, having to get help to go in. And as I was laughing at her, I slipped on the rocks and fell myself.
See the rocks? Slippery rocks suck at the best of the time, right?
Yeah.
But like, you know, Lennox, Burley, they're pretty hectic, but at least they're so big and solid. Like, the rocks here are only about as big as a basketball at most. So you're kind of just constantly moving. Wow, that was cool. Holly Williams. Great surfer.
Great surfer. Getting one turn in. Had a pretty cool event over there at Cloud9, Vaughan. So she made it to the quarterfinals, I think maybe even the semi-finals, and she was just looking really in form, really confident. And I'm excited to see kind of what she brings into Taiwan. Very different waves. Someone, though, who's making this round really mattered. She's with True Styling right now. It was Oceania Rogers.
Thank you, JJ. Oceania, that was your first heat of the event. It was pretty tough out there.
Yeah, it was, I don't know how to feel about it. This is my first time here, and yeah, I just obviously had the first round nerves for me, first round, so just wanted to get through it.
You're sitting pretty high on the rankings. You're 6th at the moment. Is that coming into play in this event in your mind?
I just go play it heat by heat, but definitely it's like sitting in the back, and I just know that I got to keep going to hopefully improve that ranking, because the challenge is definitely what I want to be doing, so hopefully go good here.
You looked like you had this kind of newfound energy. I don't know, Jessie and I were talking through it, and I was like, she looks like she's energized and kind of just ready for anything. Have you kind of been hyping yourself up? Have you got a good crew here that's kind of keeping you in a good momentum?
I've got the best crew I could be travelling with. I've got Freya, Ollie, Sai and Ellie, and they've just been the best ever, and you know, I think we're all like hyping ourselves up. We're all early wake-ups, you know, and it's just been really good. So nothing really too new, just, yeah, different crew, and it's been good.
And traveling here for the first time, as you just said, in Taiwan, how have you been enjoying it?
I actually love the scenery here. It reminds me of like Hawaii, kind of. It's just, yeah, really nice. The first couple of days was kind of like bad weather, but it's just been working out really well.
Well, thanks for having a chat. I'm sure you have a lot of family and friends at home that are watching you on this journey. Would you like to say hi to anyone?
I want to say hi to Mum and Dad. I think they're watching in their lunch break, so hi and love you guys and miss you guys.
Thanks so much, Oceania.
Awesome. Thank you, True. Thank you, Oceania. Really dominant surfer. Quite like this lady, though, Vaughan.
Holly Williams, lucky enough to go away with her on a little road trip back home recently. Took sort of 8 surfers from the Australian Board Riders Battle finals. Surfing Australia took them down the coast on a camping weekend, and yeah, got to know Holly really well. Really enjoyed her surfing. She was great. Oh yeah, this is a big moment, isn't it? This young lady was a superstar yesterday, getting through her heat. For Taiwan.
Bit of a handshake going down, a pre-heat handshake. I absolutely love it. But yeah, that Dometic series you guys ran back home looked insane. It looked like the funnest week.
We absolutely scored. It was so fun. It was really cool. It went away with, so Holly Williams came, Isla Hutz came, Nixie Ryan came, and Macy was there, so yeah, elite. Oh, Izquierdo off the top.
Yeah, Taina tags it again for a second
Nice. Good solid ride here.
She's had a rough year this year, so she's taken a good amount of time off events, and when I saw her name in the draw, I was so excited to see her back in competition. Holly, though, up and riding. Ooh.
Cracks that tail free. Nice stuff.
Yeah, Holly. Honestly, she's looking sharp. So when we were younger, her Instagram handle was Holly Pink Ribbon. She's now repping the blue. So I've been calling her Holly Blue Ribbon.
Oh, okay.
But this is that replay of Taina. So getting 2 pretty nice turns in here, doing it for Team Indo, doing it for herself. But love this wave of Holly Vaughan.
Yeah, she's just got a lot of momentum here. Little bit slow off the top, but that turn manages to pop the fins out the back. And kind of get the feeling that Sunny Coast crew are not at all fussed by those conditions. Like, it's a little bit tricky, it's a little bit windy, it's a little bit gutless, but you know, when you're from up that way, you kind of surf on waves like that quite a bit.
You're definitely used to these types of conditions if you're from the sunny coast. And in some places in Japan as well, certain types of the seasons are super small. They do get a fair bit of wind. So a lot of our Japanese competitors will also be feeling pretty confident, pretty comfortable. They are lethal here. This is the third time the women have run an event here, and they've only been won by Japanese competitors. So still to be won by someone who is not from the region of Japan. All of these ladies trying to do so, but from sunny coast, Indo-Japan, to the south coast, we've got Charlie Hurst from Port Kembla, near that Wollongong area, same as Holly Wishart. So
Gerringong.
these two ladies surf together a lot, I know, when they're back down at home. Charlie, though, just doing the move of what all surfers do at some point in their career, and she's moved up to the far north coast of New South Wales.
So you get access to, obviously, the training facilities of the High Performance Centre. You get access to the coaches, but more than anything, you are just consistently surrounded by elite level talent. Everyone from Mick Fanning and Steph Gilmore and Joel Parkinson, right through to local legends like, take your pick, Nick Vasicek and Macy's up there. Dimity Stoyle. Like there's so many epic surfers in that region, and you just constantly having to check yourself and where you're sitting in relation to that if you want to be on tour yourself. Marlon
This guy,
Harrison.
he's up there. You can surf with Marzi whenever. So
Marzi's
a bit of a nervous boyfriend right now. Got Charlie Hurst in the heat.
Ah, cool.
So they've been together for like 2 or 3 years now. Just a little relationship info on the live broadcast.
Love a bit of that spilt tea. Thank you very much,
You're
Jess.
welcome. I'm sure that Loz and Mick are probably watching on back at home. They're super invested in Charlie's career. Wow, we're going through all the athletes. Kailani Johnson. Talk about Indo. One of Indo's best talents.
Yep.
She charges as well.
I saw her in the Rip Curl Cup. Incredible.
This lady on your screen, though, doing it for Indo in this heat. So Taina gets one turn, puts it up there for a second, a little bit late. Now Charlie Hurst, big section here, cracks it in the pocket. So one turn, Vaughan, but sometimes what we've been saying, less is more. Less is good sometimes.
This is a heavy heat, isn't it? Because we're seeing all 4 surfers actually come out of the gates firing. It seems more like one person's in rhythm. There's a little bit of a arm wrestle for second and third, and then someone's just off. So this is a really different heat, the way that it's playing out.
Yeah,
well, knocking away some scores.
We're moving through the draw. Vaughan. I was supposed to call you Lawn.
You can call me Lawn if you want.
Lawno. We're moving through the draw, and each heat's going to keep getting harder. Each round is going to keep getting harder, and all of these ladies have had good results in QS events before. Charlie has made a semi-final here at Jinzun, so she wants to get back to that stage. One big turn there, and it's looking like she's already got a 4.33. She's going to back that one up, though.
Yeah, well, I'm really enjoying watching Taina surf as well. 2 turns here, gets the second one. It'll make a difference.
I think the Indonesian surfers as well are super surprising out here if we're talking about regions and comfortability in waves, because they have such a wave-rich kind of part of the world. They have so many incredible waves around there. And all of the Indos can come here and just adjust and be super impressive, because compared to the waves they surf, this wave is pretty gutless.
True.
Just in comparison to Ulus or Karamis or somewhere like that. So I find it really admirable that the Indonesian surfers come here and just completely adjust and go, no, this is what we're working with, and we'll bring our best to the table.
Well, that's true. There is a lot of events and sort of, surfing going down at a lot of beaches over there in Bali too, because this doesn't actually look all that different from sort of the Padma stretch and the Yarn and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So you can get kind of cross-shore. Agreed, it does have a bit more punch to it, but you do see days that are a bit like this from time to time in Bali, and you'll see the competitors get down there and get stuck into it for nothing more than just keeping their small wave game sharp.
Yeah, these guys are all over it. Charlie Hurst up and riding.
Oh, that's nice.
Good looking carve here. This is better. Up and over.
Oh, bobbled.
Goes down, Vorno.
Yep, sometimes those little lumps in the face, particularly on the left, so, you go up to hit something, it just sort of almost sips back or something.
It was a bit of an awkward fall too, because she started to fall goofy, but then end up falling natural at the end. So
Charlie started off so well, though, Vaughan. Loved that first carve.
Yeah, I mean, that was a setup carve, but it had a little bit extra on it. And then as she went to hit the lip, there was nothing there. And so her front foot just slipped because there was nothing pushing against the bottom of her board. And that made the bobble happen. Yeah, unfortunate for Charlie. Does sneak into second, though, with a 4.33 and a 2.77. So just looking at the last wave of Taina was a 3.03. That's her best so far. Holly Wishart yet to move out of the twos, but she does have priority. She'll have our first pick of that next wave. Really interested to see how she surfs.
Yeah, I am
This
too.
heat.
She was actually pretty lethal in her first round heat over there at Cloud 9. Pretty much held down first and second, was in progressing position the whole way. Last 5 seconds, a couple of her competitors got 2 waves. She didn't have priority to block them, and unfortunately she got knocked, and that's just how the cookie crumbled for her.
Here we
and it
go,
was-
big bottom turn, throws it up into the lip, and that's one of the more punchy sections we've seen. Doesn't get the board up and over and gets pretty much cracked for her effort.
Yeah, Charlie Hurst quick in and out there, so you can tell she's staying busy. She's just trying to shake off that last weird little fall. Holly Williams out the back with first priority, so she's just moved to 4th place on the rankings. So it's funny how important these events are, because it's so much can change just based on one person having a complete slingshot event.
How many women qualify for the Challenger Series at the end of the year?
4 plus a wild card, but I have a feeling Ellie Harrison has been awarded the wild card. I'm not sure.
Okay, and is this the last event, do we know, or are there going to be a couple more
We
in the
don't
start of
know
next year?
yet.
So, because basically they can keep doing QEs all the way till the Challenger Series starts.
Yeah, they can throw them in whenever.
Wow. That'd be nerve-wracking, wouldn't it? Nice off the top here from Hurst. She's back down into 3rd now, so this is a really important wave, and she gets it done. You know, the combinations, they will always score well with the judges, and multiple manoeuvres on a day like today is going to get them interested. Needs a 3.55 to advance. What do you think, Jess?
I liked it. That first turn had some real nice spice, a bit more grunt behind it. You can tell she threw a bit of water behind the back of the wave. That second turn was just a bit of a finishing turn. I was like, all right, let's get the finish. Let's bank a couple extra points on the board. 3.55, I'm thinking it could go there. And it does.
There you go. So back into second. She pinches it back. That position, there's a real arm wrestle going on here between Taina and Charlie Hurst. Holly Williams is out in front. And it's a big score, a 6.1 today. Gee, that was a really nice turn, you're right. Nice spice, is that what you said?
I said it's spicy. It's a nice spice to it. And then that second turn, it was just one of those, let's just get a couple extra points on the board.
What sort of spice are you thinking? Cinnamon?
No, I was
Nutmeg?
thinking more like Moroccan spice, like add a bit of chili
Okay.
to the meal.
Yeah, I like it.
You know,
I like it.
That's what I'm
something,
thinking.
I was thinking something like zesty.
Oh, okay.
That's a good zesty spice.
A good zesty
Paul?
spice, Paul.
Any good zesty spices? Anyway, here goes Holly Wishart. She's found an opportunity, gets an up and over. And a great experience here for Holly. Coming down or over to Taiwan with her dad.
Yeah, Cliff.
Cliffy, met him yesterday, and yeah, the Gong crew, they'll be tuning in. G'day. All that South Coast area, so legendary, man.
Yeah, and Holly, first year on the QS. How cool is that?
Fun.
That first year is so much fun.
I noticed that, you know, in the Pathways programs at home, they're really, you know, focusing in on making sure that if you're going to go and do the QS, don't make your experience results-based. Like, make it about going to these new countries, opening your eyes, getting involved in the culture, sharing just this incredible experience of being a good enough surfer to travel the world with your buddies, surf a few comps, and, you know, get to see and travel and surf all these magnificent waves and areas.
It's
And
funny.
I love that. I love that that's part of the actual training process
I love
at home.
it too, and I think as well, I've taken a year off comps this year, and it's funny how differently I look at travel now that it's not, because you do get caught up in the results base, or I need this amount of points, I have to get to this ranking, but when you just travel and surf for the love of experiencing this world, it's insane. And I've been chatting to a lot of my friends, a lot of the girls and boys competing, and they're like, how are you feeling not competing? And I'm like, I miss putting on the rushy for sure, but when you can just experience traveling and
I mean, you break it down, you're going to the coolest places and surfing new waves
Yeah.
with all of your mates. Like, there is no losing.
And what do you do to sort of replace that energy of, putting on the rashi, getting someone in an arm bar, choking them out, waiting for the 3 taps of submission? Where are you getting that competitive fire douse these days?
Yeah, well, True and I have a wrestle each night. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Classic.
No, I honestly...
Yeah, I guess you are travelling a lot with your sister, so
Yeah.
that's easy. Look at this. Harley Hurst has found incredible form towards the back end of this heat. That's a really strong wave on the back end.
See, that is my put a rashi on and get fired up, watching some of my best mates do what they do. And Charlie, I know how talented she is, and opening up on this wave, got super vertical on that last one.
Yeah.
So that is my fire for this year off that I'm having. It's just watching them do what they do. It makes me go, yes, so exciting to see. And sitting with you, Vaughn, that always revs me up.
Oh, thanks, Jess. I love sitting with you too. Jess, we've commentated some weird stuff this year.
Have.
Haven't
We have, Vaughno.
What is the go? How can we get hired for all these odd jobs that really don't make any sense? Anyway, have an asparagus juice.
Why is it always us?
I love it. I'll work with you anywhere, anytime.
Anywhere, anytime, Vaughno.
Well, that last wave didn't interest the judges. 2.67. I think maybe the first turn was a little boggy. But, still holding down second. So what is going on here? Taitung needs a 3.9 with 5 minutes 20. And Holly Wishart is looking for a 5.93. I feel like Holly should probably just ignore that score, just try and get a wave where she feels like she can find the rhythm, get a few turns off, and then think about the score after that, because that will automatically reduce that requirement anyway.
Yeah, and no one really wants to walk away with a pair of 2s, and she is so much more capable, so much more talented, that those scores do not reflect how talented she is. She just hasn't found those waves that's given her the open wall. You can tell she's sitting further to the north than anyone else, and I just think that is actually potentially the fatter part of the wave that does go into that deeper water. I think the best waves we've seen surf have been between Holly and Charlie, and they're sitting more towards the south. And I spent a bit of time sitting out there just before I came in here, and definitely noticed that it was steeper a little bit further down. So maybe just a bit of position realignment right now for Holly, and just have some fun. Enjoy these last 4 minutes 15, because I can guarantee you, as soon as the event's done this afternoon, there isn't going to be 4 people out there. There's going to be about 400.
Yep, I had a little paddle yesterday with you and about 9,000 other Kiwi grinders, and far out. It was an experience, I can tell you that. I didn't get near a wave.
Yeah.
I really did feel like I was just an obstacle.
You think sometimes that you can just get out of the booth, then go, people might give me a couple waves. No. No.
No chance. Especially when I think they look at my head and they just think, there's no way I'm letting this old codger get a wave. I'm surfing in the comp, bro.
I'm in the comp.
Yeah.
I'll
But
say
actually,
really nice things about you if you let me have the next wave.
Yeah, exactly. But, it's wonderful to be here with you, Jess, and all our team. It's been a great couple of days to kick off the Taiwan Open of Surfing. Jinzun Harbor is beautiful. It is spectacular, as you'll see from the drone shots over the coming days. It is just one of these miracle little spots. Super fun waves.
Yes.
Unbelievable geography, and a really cool experience for all these young surfers who are looking to, kick off their pro careers.
You've done so much travelling of the world, Vaughno, and you've surfed so many different waves. Where does Taiwan and Jinzun Harbor kind of sit in that?
That's a great question. I actually rate this place hugely because it doesn't have a huge surf culture. So, you can go to a lot of different places, experience, you go, I guess, these days, the hit and run mission is a big thing. Oh, here we go. That was some good aggressive surfing from Wishart. It doesn't give her more than one shot at it, but that one clicked just a little better than her earlier rides. Yeah, so I feel like people are kind of traveling just to get the waves now. Whereas if I was just going to do a little road trip for something different with some buddies, and this place always has swell, like even if it's a wind swell, there's always something you can surf. The culture is really unlike anywhere. It's really unique compared to, Indonesia or the South Pacific or places where people tend to go a lot. So I'd rate it right up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had really fun waves here, and I really love the people and the culture here. in terms of just experiencing something completely fresh, one of the best places you could come for sure.
Oh, I could not agree with you more, Vorno. I absolutely love this place. Charlie Hurst up and riding. One big turn, goes down. So kind of weird little closeouts coming through right now. We've seen a few little kind of fade right to go left, fade left to go right, sort of one big foam climbs. And they're not really going to get out of that 2-point range anyway. I love the fact that these ladies are trying to build a bit more rhythm, try and keep it up. But yeah, I feel like maybe if you have third or fourth priority, but Charlie was sitting with kind of a higher priority right there. So maybe a slight mistake, but a minute 15 to go. She's just trying to defend right now.
It's true. And, you know, looking at the waves, there's been plenty of waves caught, but it's funny, Holly Williams just got it done really early. She got all her waves right off the bat, and it looked like Taina was right in the thick of this heat, but it's sort of been pretty quiet from her in the back half.
Yeah.
So 40, 50 seconds to go. Charlie Hurst sort of just found some momentum, kept building throughout the heat. And for Holly, it's just really been a wave selection issue.
Yeah.
We can see that she's got the fire there and the talent. It just hasn't been able to find the ones that open up. Oh, no. 30 seconds to go, and Taina makes a move for a real dud. And you can just see that she was devoed herself for paddling for that wave.
Here we go. Charlie, though, sees Taina paddle, so she thinks, I've got to defend. Having a look at this one. It's trying to steepen up on the inside. She might get a finishing section, but it is going to be just one of those weird kind of fatter waves. So 10 seconds on the clock. Taina just with the nervous paddle, didn't put enough into it. Only needed a 3.9. I was about to say how well she surfs under pressure, but couldn't get herself into it. So it's going to be Holly Williams and Charlie Hurst moving on through. Vorno, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Real pleasure commentating with you, Jess. Have a well-deserved break. We'll be back with plenty more in a moment from the Taiwan Open of Surfing.
The thrust and parry of elite QS competition continues in Taiwan. The rock dance, that's part of it too.
It is.
You've got to make sure you get back on terra firma, all right, and then you process on whether you're happy or whether you're going to think on and maybe think what you could have done differently. Vaughn of the Dead, do you ever think about what you could have done differently?
In my life?
Yeah.
Constantly, mate.
Are you a lister? Do you
I
do
would
those
say that's a 4 or 5 times a day issue.
things I'm grateful for, and then, what could I have
Oh, yeah.
just maybe if I...
Are you much of a bed karate guy? Do you lie there tossing and turning and kicking your sheets off going, oh, God, cringe, I can't believe I did that.
No, normally I'm pretty good.
That's
normally, yeah, straight hit the pillow and just gone.
Yeah.
Really winds
Oh.
up my wife. She hates me.
Oh, that must, yeah.
But just for that, not hates me.
No, that makes sense.
General, but just for that, straight to sleep. Conscience is clear, mate.
That's good,
Or
man.
I just don't have one.
I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
just small tangent though, you were talking about coming up the rocks before. We had a competitor either headbutt a rock or slip on the way up and was caked in blood. Looked like William Wallace in Braveheart.
Ouchie.
We've got the okay though. She's
We
100%
good?
all good. Yeah, she just got a
They're-
little cut when she slipped.
they're warriors, mate. They're
Look how much action there is in this.
Yeah, right. Speaking of boys, let's get into it. Looking at blue, Rita Suzuki here getting involved. We've also seen some action from Yoshida and Kailani Johnson getting involved too. So setting this one up also in the water, Lee Ting-soo of Taiwan. So 2 surfers out of Japan. And then our Indonesian surfer, Kailani Johnson, is an absolute rip. I've been impressed with her. And this is another interesting looking matchup here. The Japanese, the women, they look so strong. The strength in depth from them is incredible.
Yeah, well, as Jess was saying, they've pretty much owned this event on the women's side of the draw. No one from any other nation has won in Taiwan except for Japanese rippers. And these women have been absolutely going off. Suzuki, surfer we did see yesterday, moving through into this round. Yoshida, man.
Wow.
Does that bring to mind that epic Flaming Lips album? It's one of the all-time albums. Yoshida versus the robots. Or something.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, classic. Yeah, that's a good one for the Spotify, actually. Maybe we'll line that up in the car on the way back.
That's a
we
good
had
one.
some banging tunes yesterday,
Yeah,
didn't
well,
we?
what is that? It's about a 40-minute drive from Jinzun Harbor to where we're staying in Taitung County City. And it's such a beautiful drive, man. We've just been pumping the good tunes. You've been listening to an album by Arch Whiteman. Is that right?
Archie Whitewater.
Oh, Whitewater.
He inspired me to it.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, we've been getting into that. You know what? Speaking of inspired
do it.
performances, let's go down here from the winner of the last heat.
Holly, we've been on the road together for about 3 weeks now, I want to say. I feel like my 3 weeks have been filled with interviews with you, which is a good sign because it means you're winning. Just on a roll right now.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I love coming in after a heat and having a good chat with you. It's good. I'm enjoying it.
We were just talking. Talk me through the conditions out there. You kind of went into depth about how it is a little bit slower. It wasn't what you were thinking. Tell us and the audience what it's like to be out there.
It's definitely really slow out there today. Got a bit of that cross-shore wind as well. So not knowing kind of where to sit and what board, there was a bit of head noise prior, whether I take the epoxy or just my PU, which I've been riding for the last 3 weeks. Ended up choosing PU and I loved it out there. And it's just hard to know where to sit and what ones are going to give you the opportunity to get above a 5.
You pretty much won that heat in the first 10 minutes. You kept your cool for the sit and wait. I cannot do that. How did you keep so calm?
In my head, I just knew like my dad and my coach would be like, just be patient. Like another one's going to come. You want a better 4.9. You don't want another 3. So in my head, I was like, just be patient. Something will come. And if not, like I still have 2 good scores under my belt anyway.
Always love Dad's voice in the back of your head. Speaking of Dad, you want to say hi to Mum and Dad back home?
Yeah, Mum's working today, so she's probably definitely at the desk watching. So love you guys, love you, Dad. I hope you enjoyed your new board this morning.
Love it. New board for Dad. Well done, Holly. We'll see you in the next round. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, nice one, Jess. And,
Yeah, thanks, JJ.
Do you ever hear your dad's voice in the back of your head, Paul?
He
Is it
was a
saying
man
nice
of very.
stuff?
He was a man of very few words. Yeah, he didn't say a lot.
Do you have just like
Old
maybe
Rob Evans.
just disapproving looks in the back of your head?
He mainly just he liked sitting in a quiet room with his eyes closed, like a dark room. That was like probably his favourite thing.
That's
in
great,
life.
man. Yeah.
We're really similar. Yeah.
That's all time. Here's Kalani Johnson from Bali. Upside
That
down,
was
great
sick.
snap. Really good surfing. And Indonesian surfer, she charges too. Mate, she absolutely packs it. Now, this is not the kind of surf that she can really flex her strengths in. But in saying that, you know, her small wave game is super sharp too. Yeah. Just trying to think what sort of words ring in my brain.
What's Alfie? What we got? Alfie? What sort? Was he got any favourite catchphrases?
Yeah. but none of them I can say
Not broadcastable
no, they're
material.
Not a single one of them is broadcast appropriate. That's for sure.
Could you maybe just substitute with words that sort of sound similar but aren't as?
Just look, my dad lived on a farm, and one of his pet hates, and this is like one of my just enduring memories, is one of his pet hates was when the cows would get through the fences and get into the bottom paddock, and so I would wake up most mornings to the sound of the old man just screaming his guts out into the bottom paddock, and the cows
shouting
just
at
running
cows.
for their lives. Yeah,
Were they his cows or were they someone else's?
they were his cows,
Right,
funnily
okay.
enough. So I don't know what the beef was, but don't know.
Beef.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
good. And were they for beef or were they dairy? What was his?
No, they just hung out on the farm.
Okay, they were just
basically
ornamental cows.
eating grass and standing around like jerks.
Yeah.
Or like jerkies.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, nicely done.
Oh, I'm just having a shocker, sorry.
Maintaining the fences, though, is like a really important thing of being like a good neighbour, isn't it? It's like, especially when you get into the kind of rural scene, like keeping the fences intact, that's big.
It's big.
Boundaries are important.
I remember one time he got an electric fence. And I said, is it on? Like, you can't really tell, just a piece of orange string with a bit of wire running through it. And
is this thing on?
Yeah, and he said, grab it. And I grabbed it and just got whacked. And I was like, I hate you, Dad.
Character building there,
yeah, well,
mate.
I started an emo band, and every song was about how much, my dad was no good. And, nah, only joking. Love you, Alfie.
Yeah, we used to have this ford near where I grew up. And the road goes through water. Do you have them?
Yeah, of course.
You have fords. Yeah. So we used to ride our bikes through that, get wet, and then there was electric fence. We used to take our socks off that were wet, put them on the fence, and then kind of like do that. That was a fun
Classic,
game.
Mate.
Yeah.
The things you do when you don't have surfing around.
Yeah.
Because, when we were on Dad's farm, there was no chance of getting to the beach. So
just electrocute yourself.
Yeah, you entertain yourself with all sorts of weird stuff out there. Oh, nice off the top. Slicing turns here. And Kalani Johnson starting to build. A 3.67 for her last wave as she looks to get more points through the inside. Doing so well. I mean, this wave is really just offering nothing. Still managing to get a few turns off. Pretty cool.
Yeah, great approach from her. The deep bottom turn sets it up, really. It feels like it's one of those ways you get into rhythm from the beginning. You're setting yourself up for a good ride. That's exactly what happened. Even though maybe a touch less energy, she reaches out for the finish on the end as well, throws up a little shape. But I just thought that first turn really set things up, and a bit of authority, some kind of clean water, some nice rhythmic surfing. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, she looked like she was having a good time. It's always good, start of the heat, you get maybe a quick one off the bat, even if it's only a 1-2, as long as you sort of ride out, you feel like you're going fast and light, and you can just sort of build your heat on the back of it. Nothing worse than a slow start and just feeling a bit out of rhythm and a little bit under pressure. It just starts to grind your gears a bit. How do you cope under pressure, Paul?
Yeah.
Do you love it? Do you make diamonds, or do you just...
Mixed results,
yeah,
I would say. Just 50-50. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Well, backhand hammer.
Suzuki.
That was pretty sick. Well, that's actually sort of a Western philosophy as well, as like the 1 year of good luck and the 1 year of bad luck, whereas the more of the Eastern philosophy is 1 year of bad and 3 years of good luck. So they have a whole more sort of positive, I've heard this anyway, a much more sort of positive slant on things.
That's
but
cool.
yeah, that was
Nice
pretty
backside
cool.
snap. Very good. Yeah, speaking of words of wisdom, we heard Holly Williams talking to Jess Starling outside about, the wisdom of her parents and her team. Guiding her through. What's the best surf wisdom you've ever heard in your years as a top-line journo magazine editor?
Can I just broaden it out first of all to just best advice?
Yeah, best advice you
My
ever
brother's mate, Adam Carlson,
Yeah.
told me don't go to university with a heavy heart, which I thought was really profound.
Wow.
Yeah.
What does that mean exactly?
Well, because I had a girlfriend, she wasn't going to where I was going. It's a different
Right.
part of the country, and that was really quite profound. And I didn't. I took it on board. So well done, Adam Carlson.
Wow.
Yeah.
And life on the couch has been good since then.
Yeah, exactly. And best bit of surfing advice: stay busy but be patient. No, I don't know. Yeah, I'm still waiting for a good bit, I think.
Off the bottom, crack, vertical snap, and that is as good as you need. Out here on the lefts, you
sick.
really don't get the steep sections too often, and that was so well done by Yoshida. Keko, and a really strong backside re-entry here. You're going to love this thing. How's the setup?
Absolute hammer. And just that one went super steep. It's just the way he provided that opportunity for it. I've got it, actually. Surf advice.
Go.
Nick Von Rupp, when he was 15 or 16 on a boat trip, told me, you just got to feel it, man. We were like surfing this little left tube.
Yeah.
It was a bit tricky. It was kind of like pinching a bit. He's like, just feel it, man. And I was like, that's really deep. You're 15.
Really good advice, but it's so vague. How do you implement that?
Terrible. I was like, what does that even mean, mate? Shut up. Don't give me advice. You think
15.
You'll never amount to anything.
Go to your room.
Yeah.
Classic, mate.
How about you? What have you got?
Look, really good advice.
Wow.
Oh, how's the tweak on that backside re-entry?
That was audacious.
So she threw that up so late and kind of punched a little bit of extra vert right at the last second.
There's lots of surfing happening in this heat, isn't there? There's loads going on. I feel like the waves have maybe just kicked in a little extra energy or something, but these late arrivals into the lip, they look dynamic, they're dramatic, they're cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I really want to see this little replay of Suzuki's last one because that's my kind of vert. I love it. Felipe Toledo's probably the absolute king of it, where he'll drive off the bottom and as he hits the lip, he just goes whack and whacks a little bit extra on it.
A little extra whack.
I wonder what he's going to do this year, speaking of Felipe. He'll be back?
For sure, he's back, mate.
That tour does sort of look pretty good for him.
Yeah, he's coming back. He's going to get involved.
What do you think? What do you call it? Oh, Kalani Johnson here. And a shout out to all the crew on the Bookit. And, well, all over Bali, really. We've been watching this with keen eyes as she leads the heat with a 3.73 and a 3.67. We are waiting on scores, though, for Yoshida and for Suzuki. And I think they're going to be pretty meaningful scores, Paulie. There was some good, aggressive, high risk and powerful surfing going on.
It gives the judges a chance to get excited as well when they see someone kind of crack the lip hard, go full blooded off the bottom, really attack, go into it. So see some flicky stuff that's like speed turns going down the line, but when you're really like living in the moment, just giving it the full treatment, judges like that. Still waiting for your surf advice.
Okay, so this one was from Mick Lowe. I was on a surf trip with
the Keg on Legs.
The Keg on Legs.
Yep.
The great South Coast mongrel, and he was like, we were on a little road trip and we checked this wave and it was looking pretty good, and we went, should we go somewhere else? And he went, never turn your back on waves.
Okay.
Ever.
Yep.
Ever turn your back on. I thought, that's
good.
Look at this.
Wow.
Booyah! Snap to slide. Wow, this is really heating up. This is the most action we've seen from, a clutch of competitors and a strong finish from Suzuki. I'm feeling like she's going straight to the lead here.
Yeah, that was sick. Great surfing from her. Full commitment and just driving off the bottom. Let's get another look here.
Comes around the section, and that is exactly where you want to be.
Wow.
Slice off the top, even releases the fins a bit. Gets in that little second check carve. And this is the bonus, isn't it? Because we haven't seen a whole lot of lefts do this, give you a little clean snap on the finish. Oh, even a little foam bounce. Nice work.
Yeah, these lefts are looking fun at the moment. It's really coming together and trying to tap into some of that energy. Yoshida getting involved. Doesn't get out and get a section on that particular wave. She'll get straight back into the lineup. Suzuki's numbers are in. 4.9 for her last wave. Solid, but even that, the judges still, they want to see a bit more to get into that fives and above. So I thought maybe that could go slightly higher, that one myself.
Yeah, I'm with you, but the scale has been very, very non-flexible. Like the judges are saying, if you want to get scores, then show us everything. We don't want to just see, a good wave surf for what it is today. We want to see something extraordinary, and I kind of back that. Like, we're going to be heading into some pretty wild heats over the next few days. And so come on, give us an excuse to reward you, show us what you're made of. So the scores are very low at the moment, mate.
What's the worst surf advice you've ever given? You've given out.
Mate, that comes to mind straight away. There was an event on a CT in Brazil, and I didn't really pay much attention to where the waves were or what was going on, but it was basically fat lefts. And there was a couple of matchups. I think it was Geordie Smith versus Yago Dora, and there was another one, Mick Fanning versus, I don't know, someone, Ace Buchan or something. And Yeah, I told my buddy, he was going, what do you think of these heats? I said, mate, Mick and Geordie all day, and next thing you know, they just got flogged. So that was bad advice for me.
But you didn't actually give any advice to the competitors?
None to the competitors,
Okay,
no.
yeah. Take the 6-6 out, nothing like that.
No,
That's
no.
good. That could have been all good.
No, my mate was just saying, who's going to win these heats? And I was like, these guys will definitely win, and they definitely did not win.
Yoshida there, giving it a good spank, arriving late. She's really good at that, and then mixing things up. Nice little clip off the top. I like the glide between the sections. And this one just sort of kept providing a little chop down to make space for herself. Good surfing. She'll paddle back out with a little extra spring in the step. Here goes Sue. She wants to get involved here. Nice looking left for her. And just cruisy through this section.
Cool, go Sue. Yes, Taiwan represent. The massive Taiwanese contingent of fans and spectators and media and all sorts of things on the beach, so they'll be so pumped that she got this wave. And, you know, as we say, we're talking about surfing for rankings, for points, for prize money, for a spot on the Challenger Series, and this young woman, Li Ting Su, is in the mix. Not so much for, you know, qualification, but in the mix to represent her country and to be a part of this insane event.
Yeah,
so cool,
totally.
man.
She's loving it out here, seeing some real rippers go at it, actually. And she's getting a good kind of clinic and how to put a heat together from the likes of Rita Suzuki, who's been belting it out here and just building up that momentum.
I remember...
more advice?
Well, not more advice, but surf mistakes.
Okay.
When I go to Bali and you're going, oh, I'm a bit sore from the surf this morning, I'll get a quick massage, and then you decide to go for an Arvo sesh, and you haven't washed all the oil
Slippery,
off.
yeah.
It's a bad move. Bad move, mate.
Yeah, I was wondering where that anecdote was going there for a minute, but yeah, kept it
well,
on the right course.
Exactly, man. It's funny, that oil stays on your wax for the rest of your whole holiday too, even if you scrape it all off and re-wax it. It's a bad move. What sort of oil? What's your go-to with the oils?
I've been getting into the jojoba scene lately. Again,
Really?
that's mainly from Heidi. Yeah, it's mainly from my wife. The jojoba's pretty good. The sweet almond oil.
Nice.
That's a bit more viscous, that one. So that's a thicker oil.
Cool.
What are you into, mate?
Oh, I just like the coconut oil.
Yeah.
Because then I can go down the beach and bronze up with it as well.
Yep. You can eat some.
You can you?
Yeah, I think some of the health benefits have been slightly overblown about the various things that it does, and yeah, I'm not so sure about some of that. Sometimes it imparts a bit of a flavour that you didn't necessarily want into your food, though, as well.
That's true. That's true. It can be a bit over the top in some foods, overpowering.
But it is a good oil.
It is a good oil.
It's a nice oil.
Lavender oil. It can be quite relaxing. You can kind of...
I think all the essential oils are really good.
The essential... Thank you, yes. The
Yeah,
essential oils.
they're all pretty good. Any of them. Good for mozzies as well, if you don't want to go the really chemical stuff.
True.
Get a few drops of the essential oils, just rub that over your body and say, have that, mozzies. Have a bit of lavender in your proboscis.
You know what's huge at home is the eucalyptus oil.
That's good.
So you got a little bit of head cold.
Yeah.
A few drops in a bottle of hot water,
Yeah,
or
put a towel over your head.
towel over your head, mate. Clear it out. It's that Josh Kerr must have had a bowl of that yesterday morning.
Was that Crocodile Dundee, the scene at the party? When was that? He thought there was
That's
some of
right.
that going on there.
It's all time.
Crocodile Dundee 2, that might have been, wasn't it, when he goes to New York? Is that right? He goes to the big
Well, he
apple.
goes to New York in the first one.
Okay.
But, yeah, the second one, it's...
Just keeping it really relevant for the kids with sort of 80s movies.
Exactly,
They
mate.
love that, these youngsters.
But you know that there's a few parents who know what we're talking about.
Where are we at? Just over 3 minutes to go. Suzuki with that 4.9 still, but she's still got the 2.9. I think when she gets reared, she's got prio. She's just looking for a wave. I think she'll go on the attack. She's looking in form here. She's looking interested in a wave with a paddle lined up left from deep, though. Is she going to come around the section? She'll just kind of click over it, eventually get around, arrives a little bit late, doesn't quite get there. So maybe not improving on that 2.9.
This is huge, mate. 2 minutes 40 to go, and there's really nothing between Kailani Johnson and Keiko Yoshida. Li Ting Su, at the moment, she's out there with a couple of ones, just having a real blast, getting to taste this elite level competition. But for Kailani and for Keiko, this is really big 2.5 minutes coming up. I think Kailani would be feeling not safe at all here, and Yoshida will be hunting out any opportunity. It's actually Yoshida who's going to have first bite of the cherry too with that second priority. So this is a big moment for both these women.
Scores are so close together for three surfers there, less than half a point between third and first, and something of a missed opportunity, you'd say, from Suzuki with that last effort from her. So Yoshida, as you mentioned now, her next move could be a crucial one under that 2-minute mark. She's a little interested. Good call just to stay well away from that. That one will shut down the lineup here. But getting some quality waves coming through. And if you can find that lip, there's maybe a bit more punch in it now, slightly more onshore, or just a little bit of that ruffle is maybe adding to the thickness of the lip a little bit, Vaughan.
I don't know what happened. It definitely pulsed at the start of this heat, and the wave quality improved. So, yeah, pretty interesting. But I agree 100%. Suzuki needed to improve on that 2.9, and it's a big mistake that she didn't, because with a minute to go, she's really left the door open. It's only a 4 that Keilani needs to take the lead. And I think Yoshida wouldn't be needing much more than that either.
If you had your Bluetooth earpiece in Yoshida's ear, your coaching advice, is it you just got to feel it? Is it don't walk away from waves? what advice are you giving?
Oh, look, at this stage, I'd just be hoping that, there's no oil on the wax, just that she can somehow find the opportunity. But, Keilani is just going to try to get away from her, find something up the beach that can better a 3.73. Oh, big moment here. Yoshida, will this thing stand up? First carve is nice. Gets a little bonus section. She's going to work down towards a little closeout, and she bashes it up and over. And this is a huge moment for Kako Yoshida as she makes her way through into the inside. The score she needs is nothing behind her. I think Keilani's on a wave.
Oh, wow, what a dramatic moment at the end of that heat. Yoshida looking for, well, a 3.6, the number. First couple of turns, she put quite a lot into these. They were just sort of set up, carving turns on the face, but they were a bit extra. There's a bit more board involved. It was quite incisive and sharp. But the finish, Vaughan.
Yes.
A technical tight section, that closeout Rio on your backhand, it's hard to do. She just about eked out with speed. Is she going to get the number?
I think she will. Yeah. I really do. I just don't know what happened on the wave behind, because we saw just a flash of white singlet going up into a section. We're waiting for scores. The thing working against Keiko, though, is the first 2 turns were so forced. She was really giving it everything she had. The section was quite flat. But I do feel like she did enough on that last turn.
Judges
hit
agree.
The mark pretty well.
Yeah, she's getting it, mate. She's getting the number. So goes to first place. And an entertaining finish to that heat. I think it was just a small number in, something inconsequential. Keilani, so unlucky from her. But if you're sitting on 3s at the end of a heat, you're always going to be vulnerable. And it's another strong Japanese one, too. They've been the story of the day so far. They've been ripping. We can get a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll bring in Dai for the call. Stay tuned.
He's actually going to interview, so he'll be back soon.
Sick. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Taiwan Open of Surfing. Froth levels are high. Having a look at Isabella Caldo from Australia, and Dos Santos of Brazil, Elise Cooper and Jazz Simpson also out of Australia. I'm Paul Evans. He's Born Deadly, and we're having big fun.
We are. Last heat was a scorcher, man. I'm still pumped on that. We
Yeah,
haven't seen a lot
sick.
of like really tight arm wrestles going down. We've seen sort of someone run away with it, someone kind of just eke out maybe a second place get through, but that was a real battle.
Yeah, it was. And also, even just the score you feel coming right at the end of the wave, that's cool. Let's get caught up replay here. This was Dos Santos getting involved. The goofy on the forehand, little flick of the tail.
Surfing from Brazil, but spent a lot of time on the northern beaches of Sydney.
Japanese surfers have been the story for
Let's
the
do it.
morning, mate. Let's go and check in with them. Winner of the last heat is with our man Dai.
見てる方も多分本人もドキドキだったと思うんですが、最後の1本決めましたね。見事逆転で第1位通過です。
ありがとうございます。良かったです。とりあえず良かったです。本当に。
いやー、ヒート中こういかがでした？どういうメンタルというか、どういうプランでヒートに向かってたんですか？
とにかく乗りまくろうって作戦だったんですけど、ちょっとちっちゃめの行き過ぎて最後点数出ないなって途中で思って、最後ちょっと待っとうかなって思って最後乗りました。でも
板昨日届いたっていうふうに聞いたんですが、そこもやっぱ少しメンタルに影響した部分はありますか？
なんかちょっとフラフラしてちょっとやべってなりましたね。
Again, her board didn't arrive until the last night, just like Kokona, and this morning was her first surf on her surfboard, and she was kind of nervous. She was trying to get inside once, but she changed the plan because she didn't get scores, so she waited for the bigger set and she got it, and now she is moving on to the next round. 少しこの後サーフィンできる時間あると思うのでしっかりしてほしいと思うんですが、この後はどう過ごしますか？
この後は多分違うポイント行ったり、夕方終わって会場で入ったりしてサーフィンすると思います。
では見てくれてる方にメッセージお願いします。
いつも応援ありがとうございます。次はもっといいサーフィンできるように頑張ります。応援よろしくお願いします。
次も頑張ってください。Good luck in the next heat and back to you guys.
He's a translator. He's a commentator. He's a coach.
He rips.
He absolutely sheds. He ate 28 dumplings last night at dinner. Is there anything this guy can't do?
No. The 28 dumplings out of all those achievements is easily at the top of the pile for me. He was sitting there. He'd already polished off 20, and he went, "I'm going to get 8 more," which is like, yeah, exactly what you think. Here we are. This is Elise Cooper slicing and getting super busy. There's no doubt about it. This left has got sections now.
Yeah, it's all turned on, hasn't it, this morning? These running lefts. Another look at Dos Santos here. She looks invigorated as well. The Goofies love a left, mate.
Always. Yep. Doesn't matter how good the ride is. If there's a little left there, they will like froth. Just go at it like a dog at a little chew toy. Well, my dog is a small dog, so chew toys are the go-to.
That was Sampson there, just finishing off a wave down on the inside. We're caught up. We're going to get that last number for her. Otherwise, scores are in. The opening exchange, best of it, went the way of Dos Santos. That last left we just looked at, 3-1. We'll boot Deadly out. We'll bring Daiweko back in. Having another look here at Jazz Sampson. The backhand from her, first one, loads of spray, buckets of it. And again, up there, and just kind of stings that one for a quick hit. Just staying in that pocket, realizing this is an opportunity. It's a runner, providing her with sections. Doesn't get a finish, but some sprightly stuff. Dai, welcome back, mate.
Well,
are you stoked?
Yes,
Japanese
stoked,
women are doing so well this morning, mate. It's been really cool to see it all go down. Meanwhile, this is Caldo from Australia. Nice whips from her on the backhand. Are you surprised to see how much the left has turned on yesterday? I think most of the scores are coming on the right. It's all about those running lefts, it seems, at the moment.
Probably the swell direction has changed a bit. But yeah, it looks like the lefts are working.
We were just talking about surf advice on that last one with Vaughan. Best surf advice you've had, or best surf advice you've given? Because you've been coaching as well.
I've been coaching, yeah.
What's your coaching style, mate? What do you like? Are you like a disciplinarian? Are you like the mean guy? Are you good cop? What do you like? Are you gnarly?
I'm more like technical coaching guy, so
Yeah, nice.
I'm more chill.
Yeah.
I'm not like pushing people.
You
too
don't
much.
terrorize them.
No.
You don't leave them emotionally fraught. No, I couldn't picture that. It's Will Hayden Smith, big dog, over here making important calls and decisions, representing the Wazzle. Just checking in with the athletes, though. That's important, getting their voices, seeing what they're feeling.
So it looks like a couple waves, ridden in this heat compared to the last few heats.
Yeah, we're going to wrap things up, actually, after the next heat. So we're going to still got 16 and a half minutes in this, plenty of time to go, and then we'll have heat 8. And that'll be concluding our business today. So an Arvo off here at the Taiwan Open of Surfing, a Sunday Arvo as well. Having a look at Cooper with a paddle. Can at least get on this. She does. So here she goes. The goof feet to her feet. And then a little bit bumpy to open up. And just grabs her board, but she cleans it up, gets a finish. So that'll feel nice just to get that turn done. But that wave didn't really want her from the start. It was tough for her to catch that.
Still, she hasn't got a second wave yet. So it's going to be a pretty good score for backup. But now Isabella is up and riding. And great single maneuver. Really like the kind of lay back, but put so much power in it.
Yeah, extra push from her. I think just realizing it's one turn, so why not give it the full treatment? As we see Ellie Lampkin getting some advice there from Pippa Anderson. That's probably line-up positioning stuff. Go the lefts.
Yeah, definitely she's talking about left. Well, this is the last of Alistair Cooper. Still waiting for the last of blue, but that was a great single maneuver right there. A similar ride from Isabella. So green, she just raced down the line, trying to get the section and gets the finish. So there's a comparison between blue and green. Same approach, single maneuver. What do you think?
Yeah, I like the way she gave it extra, kicked out the tail. Just wasn't less of speed, was there? And sometimes it looks a bit forced. You can kind of maximise what you can do by sort of surfing up the wave. I thought that's what Isabella did there, but I don't think it's going to go crazy in terms of the score. A nice linked up energy on this wave from Dos Santos, but always just slightly away from us. You can quite get where she wanted to go, but they are longer with multiple sections, and if you can get into the flow and do combos on those lefts, I think that's the key to big scores out here. Those one-turners, it can work for you, but it's quite hard. Feels like from what we've seen last couple of days, one of those waves quite hard to really hit hard. Sometimes it'll back away from you. It's not an easy wave to hammer with one turn.
Definitely, it's hard to put turns and put more power into the tail area, because wave can die out real quickly, and it's just kind of tricky out there. But still, like you said, there's one left, the far left right side, that break all the way to the inside, and then you get multiple options to put turns in. So if you get one of those, you'll definitely get great scores. And the last of Isabella comes in 3.57, and the last of Alyssa comes in 2.73. So a point higher than Alyssa. And there's another great score coming in for Isabella. The fifth wave for Isabella comes in 3.67.
Yeah, she's been really busy. Just saw her go a left then as well. So a clear approach from her strategies. Do not sit out there and just pickle. She's catching waves. She is getting involved. Here's a look at her left. We just saw her go that short right and just kind of punch one with the tail. On this occasion, not a lot happening, but she definitely wants to just keep catching waves. I think that's the strategy that's going to work. I mean, it's fairly obvious. 4 people in the water. You're not going to get loads. Don't be overly patient. You see something pop up, give it a go.
Yeah, that's definitely the strategy I would give to competitors, definitely. in these conditions. You never know what time the waves come in this condition, so just keep busy, just get as many as you can.
With conditions slightly on the shift as well, just think you keeping that kind of intel exactly on what waves are doing as well by surfing them particularly. Sitting there in the lineup and you're watching waves being ridden around you, can maybe get inside your own head a little bit as well. So just finding a little space, taking those waves, staying in motion, maybe not thinking too much about it being your heat, just trying to just surf. I mean, that's the ideal, right? Is that what you tell when you're coaching? Is that what we're looking for? Just
Definitely.
free surf your heat?
Yeah, free surf your heat. Do not overthink, because I was a guy to overthink too much in heat. So don't be the guy. Just surf, just like you surfing, free surfing.
Here goes Jasmine Sampson on a left that goes a bit slopey. So we've seen a little bit of that, and there's the opening section, then there's a deeper bit before you get that runner. And it's all about trying to bridge that gap and find it. She won't do that on that way. It'll be a quick in-out for her. She's got one reasonable score locked in. The low number for her is what's keeping at the moment in fourth. But it's so tight. This situation is absolutely anyone's. These low-scoring heats, it just stays super close, which is exciting to watch, but nervous, I think, for people watching. On priority now with Alice Cooper. What's she going to do with that prior? I think she'll try and get something quality on the board and maybe just stretch things out, put a bit of distance between her and the pack chasing her down.
Yeah, it's a very tight heat, this heat. All of them got a freeze. It's just about, what score you can get for backup. Not much difference in between first, second, third, and fourth. They are just under 11 minutes remaining.
So it is Isabella Caldo with that lead at the moment, and that extra energy that she's shown at the moment paying off. She'll go again here on another left. Nice looking opening section. Gives it a good flick, then puts that foot back right on the tail block. And some vigorous maneuvers from her. The ball's really slicing and incisive, gets a bit of drift for a finish as well. So again, not hanging around and waiting for perfection, being kind of pragmatic in her approach. And I think also surfing up the potential of the wave. She's providing the extra energy. And maybe the wave's a little sluggish, so she's giving it the speed, like with the body and the board, and it looks good.
Really like the ride from her. Isabella really like the 2-3 connection turns, but she gets finished right here, and this is her 7th wave. So she caught a lot of waves in this heat, and she building up all the momentum, keeping momentum together throughout the whole heat. Probably it's gonna be better her backup or proper score. But here is Jasmine up and riding. That is a big thing. I mean, this last section hit.
Yeah, a bigger turn, wasn't it? Good amplitude off the bottom and then all the way up to the top of the wave. So getting nice and I think she would have liked a couple of them. She had to sort of wait a little while for that section to pop up, but when it did, her timing was pretty sweet. Just kind of slams that lid shut. So slopier stuff out the back, but really just eyeing up the section. Look, you can see she's seeing it, and it's nice and chunky, and she just hits that, and that's going to feel great.
She only needs 2.4, so I think it'll be her requirement. I got a feeling, because it was great. The last section hit from Jasmine, but we're still waiting for the last of white. Comes in 3.70, enough to move into second place. Now Elise needing 4.03 and the Santos needing 3.93. The situation changed just over 8 minutes and 30 seconds.
Got the improvement in from Isabella Caldo. She's got the high score now with the heat, and that approach that we talked about from her is paying off. She's building up momentum. She's building scores 4, 2, 3 on the wave, which did look a little inconsequential, but I just think the spark that she's showing is a point of difference at the moment. Live action, Dos Santos driving off the bottom. A nice searing turn. Really nice surfing, but then the wave goes super soft. So just when you're on your way with momentum and rhythm, the wave has other ideas, and it'll be another small number for her, but she looks like her flow's really good.
Really love the first open up carve from Dos Santos, but fortunately for her, wave just didn't offer after the first turn. Really love this drivey carving turn, but unfortunately, yeah, like you said, it just wave just died out for her.
So good energy with the paddle back. She just needs to keep with that hustle. Don't get disappointed at the moment. It's still a super tight heat. Look at those scores and the spread in them. She'll just jump up to third with that, but she's not a long way back. Meanwhile, here goes Cooper. Good looking wave for her, though. She'll go into the lip, just kind of cruise through that turn and then set herself up with a little slashing snap. Now onto an inside section in front. A fluffy lip, and she'll give it a crack. So that wave, again, just a little bit of a slopey one. She had to stay light on her feet. Didn't want to overcommit to any of the turns, which is the right way to approach the wave. But I guess the flip side of that is none of them have like a massive impact on you as you watch.
Right, let's have a look at the replay again. So she needed 403 for this wave. She hit the section, but, you know, kind of gets softer inside. Did get last section, but probably not enough for the requirement.
Well served for the wave, for sure. She couldn't have done much more or much better, but ultimately, I just think some of these waves are keeping that score and just keeping a lid on the numbers. If there is a softer wave, you're going to really struggle to get towards those mid-range numbers. Dos Santos in third, looking for a 3.93, and it's a really similar score for Elise Cooper, looking for a 4.03, and they're just going to have to maybe now think, you know what, I need to find something that's got steep, and maybe that steep finishing section like we saw for Jasmine Sampson on her last wave, something like that, something that just allows you to go on the attack a little bit. We're seeing a lot of really similar kind of stuff here. All right, who's interested? It will be Sampson. She's got Pryor. She'll use it. Here she goes. Up and swinging off the bottom, driving. And then a nice, powerful, authoritative jam off the rail. And then...
That's unfortunate, really.
All right.
Here is Caldo up and riding. He's been really keep herself busy. It was great first time, but unfortunately she's catching a rail on her second turn. And now Dos Santos needing 3.93 on this one. Great two turns. Can she get a finish? She gets a finish. It wasn't the steepest section though. She needs 3.93 for this wave. I really like the first two turns. It was smooth, powerful, drivey turns, but not sure about the finish.
Yeah, we've seen some of those bumps just really affect this wave. So the wave selection crucial. This is really nice. Again, super light on her feet, and just the carving style from Dos Santos. You have to appreciate that kind of surfing, the natural flow between the maneuvers, just the way everything joins up together. So it's really nice to watch. Is it the kind of aggressive surfing you need to get into that mid-range score? We'll find out soon. 3.93 the number. It was a lot of cutbacks. They were very nicely. It took about technique. Everything just looks great from her point of view with what she's doing. But is it going to be that number? She would have loved to go slightly more into the lip. Get down now with only 4.5 on the clock here, so time just flying by in this one. Isabella Caldo, she's been the best surfer in this heat. She's had the most spark and energy. Even on that last wave, the first time she attacked, then it went soft, but you see the way she paddled back out. She's got that extra speed. She just looks more sort of up for the fight in this one compared to everybody else, and at the moment, that's the difference. She's got about a point, maybe just slightly less than that on second place, which is mate from Australia, Jasmine Simpson. Let's see how this plays out in terms of that priority use for Elise Cooper, who's still looking for that 4.03. We're still waiting for a number for Dos Santos. No, we're still waiting for a last wave of her, but meanwhile, we'll keep swinging backhand attack.
Two turns, backhand attack was great combination. It was a smaller wave, but still hit the right section. We got, finished too. So it was a great move from Dos Santos, needing 3.93. We're still waiting for her previous wave, and we'll be waiting for the last wave for Dos Santos too. Just over 3 minutes.
Yeah, two scores to come in for her, and it's when you get to these really tight margins, judges are really going to dial into this, because the difference between a mid 3, a high 3, a low 4, they've got to make all of those crucial decisions and differentiate. When the scale is bunched together like this, makes it really, really tough, particularly on different types of waves. That last one, the one that was previous to last that we're thinking of, isn't it? And it was the carving stuff. And you think the better numbers that we've seen have been those cracks into the lip. So I guess that'll be on their mind. But the fact that it's taken a little while them to give this number. Maybe it's going to be there. Could be potentially trouble for surfers like Jasmine Sampson at the moment, although, of course, she'll get back in the lineup and try and stay involved. More energy out the back here, Dai.
Right. I reckon Dos Santos' last wave could be close to the requirement because she really hit the section really great and connecting smoothly and gets the finish. It was a smaller wave.
You're spot on, mate. She gets a 4 and goes up to seconds. But hang on, and we'll shuffle the scoreboard again because... No, there we go. Okay, well, just the scoreboard's moving around. She gets the 4. She goes up to second. Her last wave is a throwaway number, but crucially, the previous to last, the running left with the calves from her. And we admired the style and the glide, and the judges admired it too. 4 points at the moment, enough for second place. So Jasmine Sampson, all of a sudden now, she's looking for a number, a 3-4-1. What does that look like? What sort of wave is she looking for, Dai?
Intense moment. Probably she's looking for the wave. Potentially get one big turn in.
One of those lefts, maybe crack that last section again. She's got the power. She throws a lot of spray.
That's what you need, actually. 3-4-1. It's a small score, but still you need one big maneuver.
Elise Cooper needs to get involved as well. She's got priority. She's not been busy in this. She's only ridden 3 waves. Here she goes, looking to do something about that. Just stands on the tail and lets the wave stand up. And then she'll carve one down off a rail. And then a little snap in the pocket. And as soon as she stood up on that wave and had to stand on the tail, generally speaking here, the ones that slip under and go to the inside run out of energy fast. That's exactly what happened there. And understandably, a little frustration from her.
But 1 minute remaining. It's a quite short distance to paddle back out. So probably she still has, opportunities to go back out and get one more wave. But just under 15 seconds remaining. Sampson needs 3-4-1. Cooper needing 4-1-0.
It's going to be another tense finish here, getting down towards the final 30 seconds in this one. It is at the moment Isabella Caldo of Australia with the lead. It's Ann Dos Santos who's just kind of styled her way into second, really, by being ultra smooth and being really light on her feet. And some of these waves that go a little soft and fat, she's been able to travel across that water just by being really nimble. It is Sampson, Jasmine Sampson, looking for a score.
So going to be another wave for Sampson and Cooper. Here is Cooper up and riding, needing 4-1-0. Nice connecting turns.
Ooh.
Wow, that was a good-looking turn.
Yes.
And straight into this third one.
Oh, I love these dramatic finishes. So gets 2 big cracks into the lip. Crucially, the wave stood up. She has been a bit quiet in this heat. She's not been able to find many waves. I think very strong chance that we saw her best wave with her last one. So that combo of turns on the inside, into the lip, off the bottom. A clear difference from surfing on the face. Is Dos Santos in trouble here, Dai?
This is going to be very close. That was a really carving turn, but here is one big hack and straight into another one right there. Requirement was 4-1-0, so is it enough for her to move on into second?
To feel pretty good if you were her. Just the fact that combo was punchy, it had speed, and it was surfing that was vertical. She was going off the bottom into the lip. She did it twice. You haven't seen loads of combos to finish. Maybe it's been surfers trying to get across and then just put it up for one, kind of reaching for the turn. That had some really nice flow and momentum between the maneuvers. I'd be feeling a bit nervous if I was the surfers like Ann Dos Santos in second. And let's see this cut. Oh, wow.
Comes in 3.87, not enough.
Okay, well, surprised that doesn't quite get there in terms of the number. So it's these tight, super tight, tense moments. It's nervous if you're in the water. It's entertaining if you're in neutral. It'll be disappointment for Elise Cooper and for Jasmine Sampson. Well done to Dos Santos and to Isabella Caldo. We'll have more live action. The last heat of the day coming at you live from beautiful Taiwan real soon.
Welcome back, everyone. Taiwan Open of Surfing QS 5000. We are on to round of 48, Heat 8. We have Coral Durant, Sai Maniwa, Ellie Lamking, Mei Fan Su. My name is Daiwako here in the booth with True. This is going to be the last heat of the day.
Last heat of the day, finishing it off with a bang. This is going to be an exciting heat for sure. But I heard that it was, and saw that it was a bit of an exciting finish to that one. At least Cooper got an option, but right now, Coral Durant up and riding.
Nice carve off the top, and she gets the finish. That was a great surfing from Durant, and on the right side, Sai was up and riding, but how was it? Coral, the last wave, that was great surfing.
Yeah, it was sick. That second turn was huge. Let's have a look at the replay. You can see the texture in the wave. It's a little bit bumpy, but that was her first wave, I think. Unfortunately, comes unstuck. This is the first wave of Ellie Lamkin. It's a nice opening carve, and she kicks out. Sai Maniwa as well. Unfortunately, coming unstuck too. You can see that it's quite tricky. May goes right, and this is the last wave of Coral. Nice opening carve, gets a little hung up, but then she recovers so well. I was thinking, oh, but then bang, huge second turn for Coral. That was solid, and then Sai gets a nice opening carve and tags it there to finish. So wow, there's a few scores to lock in. That was exciting, Guy.
Well, good looking scores coming in for red, but have a look at this view right now. It just reminds me of Hawaii so much. Okay, so still we're waiting for the scores. We're gonna head over to Paul with last heat winner.
Yeah, I'm down here with Isabella. What really tough, nervous heat that one. How was it for you?
Yeah, it was so nervous. I had a really bad start, but just reset it, and yeah, I got a few, which was good.
Looked like you were staying busy, super active, catching a lot of waves. Was that a tactic? Is that just how it played out for you?
Yeah, I was watching it all morning. I was watching a few of my friends in the first couple heats, and if you had like last priority, get really busy on the inside, and the inside ones were actually alright, so yeah.
What is the key to success at this wave? It's a fun wave, but it can be quite tricky to surf, pick the good ones. How you doing that? What's your secret?
Well, I'm from the sunny coast, so the waves are very similar. They're very slow, very bad, stuff like that. But no, it was good. It was fun. Just having fun.
5,000 points up for grabs. A big result here would be massive. You thinking about going all the way for a win? Are you just taking it heat by heat, wave by wave? Where's your head at?
Yeah, I haven't done any of the big comps like Indo and stuff. I've just been at uni on placement. So yeah, it's just a fun one down here with a really good bunch of crews. So just having fun.
Good energy from the squad. Great surfing. Looking forward to seeing more of it. Thanks, Isabella. Back to you guys.
Paul and Vaughn, I would say. His legend.
Oh my god, I'm crying. I feel like we are always laughing when Vaughn Deadly is here.
Definitely.
And him and Paul together is just like Giggle Pot Central. But Ellie Lamkin.
Wow.
Great connection there for the Merriweather local. Ellie is looking solid. She's actually competing against fellow roommate or travel buddy, Sai Maniwa.
Oh, they both traveling together. Ooh, it's tense heat
I
for
know.
them.
Really sad news.
Yes, surfing same heat in the first round.
Doesn't that always happen?
It does actually. Always,
All the time.
always, yeah, trouble buddy is in same heat, but here is Coral Durant up and riding. Nice cut back, turn, and the second carve. Just waiting for the section to stand up for her. She's racing down the line, trying to get finished, and she gets the finish. That was a big finish, but unfortunately she just hung up on the top of the wave.
Yeah, let's have a look at the replay. I love this wave from Coral. She looks so smooth on rail, just holding the line. And then you can see again, just really rotating through that cut back. And it was such a shame that she missed a finish on this end turn because it would have been huge.
Right.
Jams it, gets the fins out the back of the wave. But her last wave was one before, was a 517. I feel like that'll be a good backup die.
Definitely 517 today. It's a huge score. I reckon it's a very great score. But here is last of Ellie. But the previous wave comes in 4.10, where she did 2 big turns. That was her last wave. We're still waiting for the last wave of Ellie. And Sai Maniwa is having a look at this one. マニワサイ選手、この波にテイクオフしてきます。スープに当ててインサイドのセクションを待っています。ここに当ててきますが、少しレールが刺さってしまったようです。本日はこのヒートの後、このヒートで本日のスケジュールが終了となります。So what are you gonna do after the event? Are you going surfing or?
Shoe shopping?
Oh. Shoe shopping.
Shoe shopping.
Nice.
I have a bad addiction, Di.
To shoes?
Yeah. Really bad. I bought 4 pairs of shoes here.
4 pairs of shoes. How are you gonna bring them back?
Well, I'm planning on leaving 1 pair here. Planning. Whether the plan actually goes to plan, you never know. But yeah.
So you do have like ideas of what you're gonna get, or just go there and just pick?
I have an idea of what I want, but I can get led astray very quickly. I have a rubber arm when it comes to shoes.
No. So probably you're gonna go to the shoes shopping after this.
Are you gonna go surf? Oh, here we go. Coral live action.
Well,
huge first turn for Coral. And she gets out of there. That was a nice connection.
That really loved the first turn. That was a great turn, but unfortunately, the wave just died out a little bit for her after that. If she gets a finish after that first turn, it's gonna be definitely better than the 517.
Yeah, I agree. It was a big first connection. Just so much power and drive. It was looking really good. It comes in at a 313, and she's just bettering her position every wave die.
Right. She's getting those great-looking waves every time. Actually, she's really in the good rhythm with the ocean at the moment.
Yeah, she is for sure. She's just finding some good sections. That board is looking really smooth under her feet. I think she's riding a Noah 2 model for the LSDs.
Wow, seems like everyone's riding LSD.
Yeah.
I used to, I'm not riding for him, but I used to have a couple boards of LSD and I really loved them so much.
You should ride one of mine while you...
Yeah, definitely.
So much on offer. You can see the conditions. They are really tricky out there. So this is going to be the last heat of the day. The men's round of 96, heats 1 to 8 are off. But Ellie paddling hard into this one. Trying to get around the section. She's got a good backhand. Gets up and into it for that first turn. This drone angle looking good. And Ellie, unfortunately that wave just fades out.
Right. Well, here is マニワサイ選手。一発目スープにフローター、2発目もスープに当ててきます。さあここはインサイドまでつなげられそうです。セクションが出てきました。そこにしっかりと上げてきました。Well, that was a great wave for Sai Maniwa. Actually, Sai was trying to go on the wave Ellie was on, but because Ellie was just coming around the corner, so she was on the next one. It was better looking wave actually.
Yeah, it was. It offered her maybe a couple of better sections as opposed to Ellie's wave. I think maybe Ellie's was a little bit smaller. You can see her take off deep and unfortunately just missed that first section. Then she had to kind of try and get around it. That was a nice opening turn, but I feel like that fumble kind of set her up in a weird spot for the rest of the wave.
Yeah, but this one's really loved the 2 floats of the white water, and she managed to get the finish.
Spicy.
That's spicy, yeah. Well, the last wave for Sai already comes in, and it's 370. So it is, her backup score. But I thought it's gonna be, around about like 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just under that. She needs a 3.81 to go to second place right now. That last wave of Ellie, as expected, didn't go into the top 2. And Mi Feng Su hasn't had a proper wave just yet, just the one throwaway of a 0.5 and just under 12 minutes to go. Di, you asked me what I was going to do. I gave you a rundown after the event. What are you going to do? You're going to get your Grom energy on and go out for a surf?
I'll be surfing.
Are you? You're a weapon.
Yeah. I was gonna go surf this morning, but didn't, so. I gotta surf after.
You literally have so much energy. It's amazing.
Try.
It's the 25 dumplings you had for dinner last night. No, you
Actually,
had more.
29 dumplings that I had last night.
Sorry, my bad. 29 dumplings. Jeez.
I gotta ask every one of them how many dumplings you had last night.
Yes. How many dumplings? What's the most amount that you've ever had?
Wow, it's gonna be like a 50.
What, in one sitting?
Yeah, in one sitting.
50?
Yeah. So one dinner with rice and with other small dishes.
Did
in
you not
Japan.
eat for like 2 days before?
No, I was so hungry next day.
Die. Well, this is live action. Coral Durant up and into this one, the current heat leader. Oh, just ditches the fins, but comes unstuck. Coral is from Red Bluff in WA. So she loves surfing bigger waves. She's really good at getting tubed as well. She got a really good barrel over in Krui. Like just in a free surf. I can't exactly remember where it was, but I saw some footage of it. It was next level. And she charges, and she's looking for a result in this event to get Challenger Series qualification. She's sitting 5th on the AusQS right now.
That's very close to getting into the spot.
Because she got a 5th at Nias and Krui.
That's a good result.
Really good result. So needs to back it up here.
So this is May up and riding. This is gonna be her second wave. Just trying to connect to the inside section. A little bit of a connecting turns. Is she gonna get finished? It was a good looking wave from the drone angle, but probably not really offering her too much.
Yeah, it was a bit of a smaller one as well, but wow, Coral up and riding again. She's just finding a few waves under priority, patient off the bottom to get that first snap in. She's looking for a second one, gets a quick float, and driving through another nice carve there. Coral is just staying busy for the last 10 minutes of this heat.
I think, keep busy is the point that you want to tell give advice to the competitors. Because all the surfers who kept themselves really busy, they're getting through all the heat. So
yeah, they were, and it was. I feel like I actually saw Elise Cooper. I know she got knocked out in that last heat, but I saw her before, and I was like, "What's the plan?" She's like, "Just stay busy on good waves." But this is a replay of Sai Manua's last wave. Gets the first carve. Second hit in there, looking solid from Sai Manua. She needs a 3.81. This is a replay of Coral's wave dive.
Yeah, she didn't rush anything. She was just waiting for the sections to stand up for her. But unfortunately, probably she knew that this wave isn't the wave she was looking for.
Yeah, won't go into the top 2 for Coral. It comes in at a 2.5, so just a throwaway score, but I do think it's just worth kind of surfing around and kind of trying your luck on a few opportunities. I mean, her backup's a 3.13.
Definitely.
So it's smart to stay in rhythm and try and better that.
Definitely, just You gotta have a goal on pretty much every wave that you think is gonna give you an opportunity. You don't really want to be waiting for the right ones. So probably having a first priority is a bit, sometimes get hard.
Yeah, it can be a curse as opposed to not. But here we go, live action. Ellie Lampkin, couple of nice backside snaps.
Ooh.
That's a better connection from Ellie. And I think she liked the feeling of that one, Di.
I really like that last section too. And here is Coral Durant up and riding again. So she is staying really busy. She's trying to connect to the inside, but the wave didn't offer. But yeah, Ellie's wave, that last finish is big.
Yeah, huge turn there for Ellie.
Right.
She's looking to better a 3.4, which I think she will, Di.
Yeah, totally agree. Just couple check turns, and this one throwing a lot of sprays. Just like you said, she was looking for wave to better 3-4, and this is the last of Coral Durant.
Yeah, really nice rail surfing from Coral, and she's looking really smooth and kind of just in tune out there. So that last one of hers won't go into the top two, but this last wave of Ellie starting to lock in 4.17, increases her spot in second place. So Sai Maniwa now needs a 4.57. Ni Feng Su needs a 7.07 with just on 5.5 minutes to go. Di, with surf like this, apart from staying busy, what would be another piece of advice that you would give someone surfing a heat?
From the experience, surfing here last year and this year, probably trying to get a wave has a lot of walls. Like, you don't really want to go to the wave where the shape's like really great shape. You kind of want to go into the almost like closing out waves so that you can get one decent maneuver in.
Yeah. Sometimes just one turn can get you good scores. We saw Gia Lorenzen do it earlier. She got a 4.33 for one turn.
Right.
Which is like a 7 or an 8 out there today, 4s and 5s are hard scores to get, just with the fact that there's maybe not as many good sections around. But yeah, I agree, finding one that really gives you a better opportunity.
Definitely. By looking at the scoreboard, so many waves have been ridden in this heat, because everybody, being probably watching all the heats, they know that staying busy is a key point in this condition.
Yeah, 19, quick maths, 19 waves.
Wow.
Have been ridden in this heat. Maybe not every wave has been good, but there's definitely been a few opportunities.
Right.
And right now, Coral's had the best of it with that 5.17. And hearing that, it's like, oh, okay, that's a good score to have today. 5.17 and a 3.13. I guarantee you that Coral's focus right now is to better that 3 and really increase her lead.
Right. Definitely she want to get a wave where she can better the 3.13. Threes aren't small scores in this condition today, but still, they can get mid-4s so easy. So probably Coral Durant is looking for wave to better the 3.17, looking for a wave to get probably 4s and 5s.
Yeah.
But just over 3 minutes remaining now.
Sai Maniwa. I am used to seeing Sai be pretty busy in heats. I feel like she's been, relatively quiet. And I mean, her best wave has been that left, right, the 3.7. But apart from that, we've been seeing her go rights. So I'm wondering if she'll kind of change her tactics and change her game plan, and maybe find another left. She needs a 4.57, so she's going to have to find something with one pretty good section on there.
Yeah. Today, yesterday, rights had a really good potential to get scores, but not today. I think today is more about going left and get those one pick or two turns in. Probably she will change her plan to getting into the left.
Yeah. Well, she's sitting with first priority and 2 minutes to go, so there will be another opportunity that comes through. She just needs to kind of identify it and make the most of that opportunity. But unfortunately, her travel buddy Ellie is going to sit right next to her, because it's Ellie and Sai that are battling for second place right now. And
how does that feel? Like how? Yeah.
It's
awful.
awful.
It's awful. It's competition, so you gotta play seriously. But still, it's a hard time for both of them.
Yeah. I've had heats with Coral, Ellie and Sai, but last year I had a heat with Coral here, and I think she knocked me out, or maybe we both got through, I can't remember. But I remember her coming in, she definitely beat me in it, and she was like, I'm sorry, and I was like, why are you sorry? Like, I'm so I'm bummed that I got knocked out, but I'm so happy for you, it's great, and you kind of, you're bummed for yourself, but then you're also like, it's kind of bittersweet, because you're just as happy for the travel person to kind of get through and keep going, and you're like, I'm just support now. And I feel like that could be maybe the outlook that Ellie and Sai have, but it looks like Ellie has just paddled Sai off the bank a little bit too deep. And with 45 seconds to go, Sai needs to find a good wave, but Coral, she's going to have another look. She looks like she's sitting a bit wider than everyone else. She has a strong backhand and unfortunately goes down.
Just over 30 seconds remaining. Sai still holding on to the fast priority, needing 4, 5, 7. May needing 7 or 7. Probably needs a really great wave. Is there going to be another opportunities for Sai and May?
Wow. Looks like the closing stages of this heat we'll see Coral Durant and Ellie Lampkin moving on through to that next round.
Alright, so this is the last heat of the day. And we'll be back tomorrow. Taiwan Open of Surfing day number 3 tomorrow?
Yeah, day number 3 tomorrow. Don't go anywhere. Stay back to watch the highlights from day 2 of the Taiwan Open of Surfing. We'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning.